what's up now? Hello?
Mr. Dixon.
Is everybody there?
We're here, we're here.
Mr. Dixon, Danny over here. Great to see you.
Ed,
Yes, sir.
did you say earlier that the a commissioner was on?
It appears he is. I see District 1 there.
Okay. I just see you, Maria, Danilo, and me, and you. Rashad, let me see you for a sec.
The vice chair isn't on yet. This is staff, but he should be on shortly.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
I'm here. I'm here.
Hey, Hannibal.
Good morning.
Morning.
He's there. Okay. They're done it already. Hold on. Now.
I think I'm good. I was
Good morning, friends.
Morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning.
Nice to
morning.
see you all.
Likewise.
How are you?
Like I say, it's good to be seen.
Certainly.
I'm bright and moving forward.
That's right. Oh, you got all the good people on. All right.
Oh my.
I'm glad to be included. Hi, Marcela.
Dorothea, good
Maria,
to see you.
take that swing and pop next. It's nice to see you. How are you?
Overworked and underappreciated. How are you?
No. Now you may be overworked, but you are absolutely not underappreciated. I am certain
concur.
I could rustle up some small business owners who would sing your praises.
No doubt.
And then you know we
Absolutely.
are over at SBA. Girl, what would we do without you?
Right?
Hi, Danilo.
Hey, Althea, how are you?
I'm great. It's nice to see you too.
Good to see
Elthea,
you.
how are you?
Don't talk to me. You didn't even respond to my email.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, I'll go home then. See y'all. Y'all take care.
Man, we can hardly see you all the way back there.
Well, you know, that's how things go sometimes.
Where are you, in a warehouse?
Yep, in the MD warehouse. Danilo, congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate it.
Why are we congratulating Danilo?
I'll let him tell you.
Althea, yesterday was my first day working in the mayor's office of equity and inclusion.
No kidding. Congratulations indeed. Well, wait a minute now. What's happening to Accelerate South Dade?
It continues. Mr. Leroy is gonna find a great dynamic new manager and keep growing that program, as we need to grow other programs as well. So hopefully we can expand what we did at Accelerate South Dade.
Awesome. I love it. That's great.
So
news.
yeah, I'm super excited. Yes, thank you.
And rightly so.
And so first day of school was yesterday. I appreciate that, Alfie. And thank you for all the support in the morning huddle, all that good stuff. I mean, we couldn't have done it without Maria was on as well. And it was a scary time. We're coming out of
Yeah.
it now. But during those dark moments, it was great to band together like that. And I'll never forget it. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs, I'll never forget it. And hopefully now we can grow that huddle and turn it into a countywide thing.
Yeah, that would be phenomenal. I mean, that would just be phenomenal. So
Yeah, I'm
Especially
looking
now
forward
that
to
we
it.
don't need to pack a lunch to get there. We can do it by Zoom.
Yeah.
well, that's what I like. I mean, that's the upside of COVID. We're actually reaching more people through the web technology that I know we were slow to adopt, preferring to be out, in making contact with small businesses. But we're finding that, web technology is, meeting a lot of needs. And so I'm really grateful for it.
Absolutely.
As soon as Commissioner Gilbert is ready, we'll start.
Stop talking.
Hey, Khaled.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for everybody for being here today.
Morning.
Just make sure that.
So we have the commissioners in the room now.
That's who we're waiting for. We got his staff person. Is he there?
He's in the room. Yeah, he's here. He's in the room.
Commissioner, are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for joining the Small Business Capitalization program today, the information webcast. We're delighted that Commissioner Gilbert could take time out from his, I'm sure, busy schedule to give greetings. And we're going to jump right into it. I'd like to introduce the Honorable Oliver Gilbert, who has previously served as the mayor of Miami Gardens. Currently, he is the co-chair of the Miami-Dade County Board of County Commissioners and represents District Number 1. He is a progressive and visionary thought leader, and we're happy to have him to open this. Commissioner Gilbert.
Good morning, everyone. Listen, thank you all for having me, and I won't belabor the point and be long. This is important because it helps connect people, talent, ideas, and resources. One of the things that I'm always awed by is the amount of talent in our community. One of the things that I think is missing sometimes is the access to resources and the infrastructure that provides for business acumen. I think MD can do wonders just by connecting those resources. And so I appreciate you all having this program. I appreciate you all having this webinar. And I just hope that everybody absorbs the information, absorbs the resources, and I hope to continue to be a resource to you all as we try to move this county forward together. One of the things that I'm trying to do right now is, it'll be before the county commission, I guess, in a couple of weeks, is I'm trying to actually start the process of really automating the county to make it easier to do business and to get permits. We're going to try to, the very first thing is try to get rid of wet signatures, make all approvals electronic so that you can actually do business without actually coming someplace and getting somebody to sign something. One of the things that small businesses don't have is a whole bunch of people do a whole bunch of things, and they don't have a whole bunch of people, money to hire runners. So it's very difficult to go from place to place to place to place to place to get approvals. It's much easier if you can start to do that electronically. And so hopefully this will help small businesses. I know that as we move forward, it's always at the forefront of my mind to actually create an environment that helps people do business with each other and with the county with a greater amount of ease, because ultimately that's how we're going to grow our community. So thank you all for inviting me to do a welcome, and I hope you all have a great day.
Hey, Commissioner, before you leave, I want to correct myself. I said co-chair, I meant vice chair.
Yeah, I just really go by commissioner, but yeah, I'm the vice chair of the county commission.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you all.
Appreciate it. The next person I'd like to introduce is Khalid Salahuddin, who is the chairman of the Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust. Through his leadership, this program, he's been on the board for quite some time. He's helped us move this program forward. And again, we want to hear some words from him.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to Miss Althea Harris. When I first got on this board, she was very instrumental when I first joined MD a long time ago. She was a former board member also. So hello, Miss Althea, and I want to say thank you for continuing being part of MD in some capacity. I'm gonna be a lot briefer than the commissioner because I have to actually run out. But I just want to say thank you guys again for being a part of the MD Small Business Capitalization Program. This is our fourth opportunity to have this program, and we've been successful in helping business and security, catering, and also technology. And I want to hit a little bit on the technology side because I think it's very important that our small businesses access to some type of capital to help them alleviate or elevate, as you say, their technology needs. This is a program that can actually help you do so, and it will allow you to expand and also be able to take advantage of some of our resources that we have in-house to reach goals and maintain your businesses for the ever-changing world that we are having today. Again, I want to say thank you again for your time, for being here today. I'm going to turn it over back to John and Hannibal, who is my first chair for MD board. And he's also head of the Economic Development Committee. So therefore, you guys are left in good hands today, and also with Mr. William also. Again, thank you again for your time, and enjoy your week again. Have a great day.
Thank you, Khalid. I'd like to now introduce Hannibal Burton, who's the first vice chair of MD, and he's also the chairman of the Economic Development Action Committee. Once again, under his leadership as well, we've been able to move this forward. Hannibal? Hannibal? You might want to unmute yourself, Hannibal, if you're not. Hannibal? Can you hear us, Hannibal?
Now I hear you. Something happened. You dropped out and you just came back in.
Go ahead.
Okay, I guess I'm on. Good morning. I'd like to say welcome and thank you all to everyone that has come out and is participating in this event. I want to thank our partners. We want to thank the participants from the small business side. And I just want to say this is a conglomerated, much needed effort within the Black community. And this is not a establishing of, because there's always been a Black economic base in Miami. This is a rebuilding and a perpetuation of, and pointing our constituents to the resources, the needed resources that they need, both from a physical resource level and an intellectual and knowledge resource level. I won't go into the many details and belabor this, but I just want to say thank you. I hope that we can continue this conversation and the perpetuation of this base. And please, even if you are not within the TUAs, this is helpful information that will help you not just within the TUA with MD and EDAC. It's also valuable information that will help you within Miami, period, the county, the government, as well as your colleagues and associates. This is valuable information. So pull in and push this information to as many people as possible. Again, thank you. I hope that you will take from this as much as you can, and we look forward to continued interaction.
Do we have Leroy Jones on the Zoom? Are you there, Leroy? Leroy. Okay, I was told that he was on here. Okay, he's not. All right. We're trying not to keep you guys too long, but I am going to move forward with the program. Again, my name is John Dixon. I'm the Executive Director of Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust, and once again, would like to welcome you. As many of you know, we have several divisions within MD. This particular program is under the Economic Development division of MD, where we have provided this initiative for, I guess, the last 4 years. We've done most recently some Zoom training regarding franchising, and we've done some other things in the area of economic development. However, we do have a down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers in Miami-Dade County. We encourage all those who are interested in buying a home, please contact us 305-375-5661, and or you can start the process by, well, I won't say that, just contact us. The other segment we have in MD is our youth program, which is largely teen court driven. We have a first-time misdemeanor program that is a diversion program that moves young people from getting a criminal record to getting that sealed. We operate 5 courts throughout Miami-Dade County, from the South Dade Courthouse all the way up to North Dade Courthouse. Right now, again, with COVID, is a little different, but we're still having hearings. This program is designed for young people to provide sanctions to other young people. So it's peer driven. They serve as prosecutors, they serve as defense attorneys and jurors, and it's a 6 to 8 week process. We were able to start this years ago, finding out that particularly minority youth, Black youth, were not able to take advantage of scholarships and jobs that we as adults kind of take for granted, like Burger King and McDonald's, because they had a first-time bump in the road. Most of our cases are centered around shoplifting. But it's under normal conditions, it's very exciting to go to courtroom and see these young people administer this program. So I just wanted to touch on those 2 things. Okay, now moving to the program, I want to introduce the presenters on our technical assistance providers presentation side. This agenda, as you see, will be twofold. The first segment will be presentations from technical assistance providers that will give you a wealth of information that you can use to for the growth and development of your business. The second part is, I'm sure why many you are here. I hope you're here for the first part as well, but the second part is the actual information about the grant. So we'll have Ed Miller to talk about any questions you may have regarding the grant and the application itself. So without any further ado, I'd be remiss, first of all, if I didn't thank Khaled and Hannibal for their leadership in getting this thing off the ground. I'd like to introduce our presenters. I'm going to start with Althea Harris, whose picture I don't see now, but I'm hoping she's there. There you go. There you go. Althea, I've known her personally, I mean, for a long time. I think before then I had black hair. So hers isn't black. I mean, hers isn't gray. So mine is gray now. But anyhow, Althea has been has been helping businesses for the last 25 years. She started with the federal government in 1993 at the U.S. Department of Commerce under the late Secretary of Commerce Ron Brown. There she traveled throughout the world to support small businesses and medium-sized exporters. Then she helped small business owners compete for federal contracts while at the U.S.
Is it just me or do you all not hear John?
Yeah, he cut out.
Not just you. I can't hear him.
Jessica. John, we lost you. You're muted now, John. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Althea. Hey, Bruno.
Okay, well, I tell you what, John, you're muted. So I think that is now in part why we can't
Am I
hear you.
unmuted now?
Now you're good, yes.
Okay. So let me start with my reintroduction of Ms. Harris. She's been helping small businesses for the past 25 years. She started her federal career in 1993 at the U.S. Department of Commerce under the late Secretary Ron Brown. She traveled worldwide in support of small and medium-sized exporters. She then helped small business owners to compete for federal contracts while at the U.S. General Services Administration. She's held several positions at SBA in Miami since 1999. I'm just going to go through all the bios, and that way we can just come back and start, and that'll be done. We have Maria Cotto, Executive Director, Partners for Self-Employment. Once again, I've known Maria for a number of years. For decades, Partners for Self-Employment has served as a staunch supporter, advisor, and friend to residents of Miami-Dade County, specifically those who are in low-income communities and trying to improve themselves. Ms. Cotto is the Executive Director at Partners for Self-Employment based in Miami. She was the Executive Director at the Community Reinvestment Alliance of South Florida. Maria, welcome. Glad to have you. The next person is Dwayne Lewis, who's with the Black Business and Investment Fund. He is the Chief Operating Officer for the fund. He has served as a member of the board of the City of Orlando's Minority Enterprise Business Assistance Program and the City of Kissimmee's Black Business Council. Mr. Lewis is certified by the National Development Council as an economic development professional. The BBFI is a non-traditional lender that specializes in providing loans to Black, minority, and underserved small businesses. Welcome, Mr. Lewis. The next person I have is Danilo Vargas, who was manager of the small business of, I just lost the name, program. But more importantly, he is now on the mayor's team for the Office of Equity and Inclusion. I'm sorry, he was with the South Dade Accelerator Program. That's what I couldn't get out. But now again, with his new job that he just started, and we can congratulate him. He started on Monday. As many of you know, the new mayor created a new division to include everyone in this thing we call business inclusion and other types of inclusion. And Danilo brings a wealth of information from his South Dade Accelerator days. He will be working with the mayor to get all these businesses who want to be in business off the ground, and he will get them included. And I'm very happy that he is there. We've worked with Danilo and the Accelerator, I think on 3 occasions. I know 2, we had our small business breakfast series, and he was able to participate to let small businesses know how they could create growth and development for their companies, as well as we've worked with him on a couple occasions with this program, the Capitalization Grant Program. So again, we welcome him. I didn't see his picture. Is Michael Sellinger here? Michael, are you here? From the Miami Bayside Foundation? Maybe he's trying to enter.
He's coming later. He's on a plane, and he said he'll join when he lands.
Okay, gotcha. We're gonna move forward with Marcella Lianis. Is that correct, Marcella?
Close, it's Gina.
Thank you. She's with the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade. She is in marketing, training, and business development. She the fund is with the Opelika Community Development Corporation since September 17th, 2017 rather, to the present. She's been promoting entrepreneurship and financial inclusion throughout capacity building and access to capital for small businesses. And we welcome her to join us today. Thank you very much. Last but not least, we have my good friend LaWanda Wright Robinson. Are you there, LaWanda? Is she joining us, Edwin? Do you know?
You know, LaWanda is very popular. She may be coming later.
Well, maybe she's joining us later.
I don't think she's on yet, boss.
Okay, we'll wait for her to join us, but we'll go in the order of the program of the agenda. Again, these folks are going to give you guys a wealth of information, so please don't be shy about questions. I'm not sure, Edwin, how are we taking questions?
I don't know. Maybe some of these nice people can raise their hands and ask Althea Harris and the others questions.
Okay. I think I'd like to do the questions, excuse me, after each presentation. So
Okay.
therefore, I mean, people have time and they won't forget their questions. Okay, is that fine with everybody?
Fine with me.
Okay, great. We're going to start with Ms. Harris again. She's the lead lender relations officer with U.S. Small Business Administration. Ms. Harris.
Hey, John, you know, honestly, titles just crack me up because I very often get promoted when I go on different webinars. I don't actually work in the lender relations division. I work in the outreach and marketing division, and I am so delighted to be here with you, friends.
Well, that's what I was given. So we gave you a promotion. Make sure you get paid.
That's what I mean. It's great. Listen, friends, I am delighted to be with you today, and really, honestly, with this great, distinguished group of presenters. The SBA has in our portfolio over 31 million small businesses are in the United States, and there's no way that we can service all of them on our own. In South Florida, where we are, which is everything south of Orlando, we have over 1.2 million small businesses. Knowing we can't do it alone, we have literally partnered in one way or another with every single organization you will hear from today, whether it's the county, the Black Business Investment Fund, and Partners for Self-Employment, our SBA lenders. We have partnered with the Bayside Foundation, with right now, Marcela from the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade is partnering with me this week, and Florida Memorial to do some programming. MD, of course. So I'm just delighted to be here and so grateful that you've included me. What I'm happy to also say is that, yes, I have this presentation that I'm going to make for you, but things have changed just today and will change again tomorrow. So I have some new information for you on PPP. So if we could have the next slide, I'll try to go through this as quickly as possible so as not to hog all the time and to prepare myself for your questions. So the next slide, you all may know that, do I advance the slide? Or will you do that for me, Mr. Miller, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you, friend. So the next slide will show the four major programs that have been created or enhanced through the CARES Act and the Economic Aid Act, which were both passed by the last Congress and signed by President Trump and is really moving full steam ahead. The Paycheck Protection Program provides a 100% forgivable loan for those businesses who use 60% or more of those loan proceeds to pay employees. A new thing that has come up just this week, starting tomorrow, SBA will only be processing applications from those small businesses with fewer than 20 employees, because the goal is now to ensure that the smallest small businesses are getting the COVID relief that the legislation contemplated and was enacted to include. There are some additional changes that are coming online starting this tomorrow and the first week of March, which is next week. And forgive me, I'm just going to read this to you so you'll know. Again, the first thing is that we're going to have a 14-day exclusive period starting tomorrow through March 9th, where only businesses and nonprofits with less than 20 employees can apply for the PPP, and those are the only ones we will be processing for the next 14 days. Now, if your PPP loan application is already in, we will process those. We are going to allow sole proprietors, independent contractors, and self-employed individuals to receive more financial support by revising the PPP's funding formula for those applicants. We are eliminating an exclusionary restriction on PPP access for small business owners who have prior but non-fraud felony convictions, which apparently is consistent with a bipartisan congressional proposal. The fourth thing that's happening starting next month, we are eliminating the PPP access restrictions on small business owners who have struggled to make their federal student loan payments by eliminating federal student loan debt delinquency and default as disqualifiers for the PPP program. So if you are delinquent on your federal student loan debt or you defaulted on it, that is no longer going to be a deal breaker for you to apply for the PPP. And we are going to ensure access for non-citizen small business owners who are lawful US residents by clarifying that they may use individual taxpayer ID numbers to apply for the PPP. So I just wanted to read that out loud for you. Those are some new changes that are starting tomorrow in terms of those applications for businesses 20 employees or less. And then the other 4 provisions kick in the first week of March. So if you have not yet applied for the PPP program and you'd like to do that, now is a great time. The deadline for that program application is March 31st or until the money runs out. So please don't delay your PPP loan application. Again, it's for payroll. And the way that your loan is calculated is find your average monthly payroll for 2019 or 2020, I guess, whichever one is greater, and multiply that average monthly payroll cost by 2.5, and that will be your loan amount for most organizations and small businesses. Businesses that are in the accommodations and food related businesses get to multiply their average monthly payroll cost by 3.5, because we recognize that those industries have been hardest hit. Now, on the debt relief, if you have an existing 7A loan, 504 loan, or microloan, SBA is going to be making your principal and interest payments for 6 months. That's automatic, but I recommend that you do check with your lender to ensure that that has kicked in. The SBA maintains the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. That has been around for decades. The recent legislation created the EIDL Advance under the CARES Act, and then under the Economic Aid Act, the Targeted EIDL Advance was created to rectify some decisions that SBA made for the EIDL Advance from the CARES Act. You might recall that the CARES Act provided for a direct grant to small businesses of $10,000 that does not have to be repaid when they made application for the EIDL and for the advance. SBA did a calculation and determined that we would dispense those grant dollars by your number of employees. So if you are a sole proprietor and you're the only employee in the business, we gave you $1,000. If you had 3 employees, we gave you $3,000. If you had 10 or more, we gave you $10,000. Well, the Economic Aid Act says, no, we wanted you to give the business owners $10,000. So now the Targeted EIDL Advance will balance out those applicants in low income areas as determined by the Internal Revenue Service Code. So if you applied for the EIDL Advance in 2020 and did not get the full $10,000, please check your email for an invitation from SBA to apply for that balanced out amount. If you don't get an email from SBA, there is nothing you can do to get this Targeted EIDL Advance. This is an invitation only opportunity. If you get that email, please respond promptly. If you are in your business is in a low income area, that is one of the qualifications for eligibility. You also must have had a 30% drop in your revenues. You must, did I say be in that targeted area? Obviously small, and you have to demonstrate that you had that drop in revenues. If you cannot demonstrate that, you will not get that balanced out payment. So please, 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 when you respond to this Targeted EIDL Advance application, please dot all of your I's, cross all of your T's, make sure your bank routing information is correct. We will not, SBA will not entertain any appeals for the Targeted EIDL Advance. So make sure it's all correct before you hit submit. Then we will verify the information. You will have to fill out a 4506T form, which allows us to pull your federal income tax returns so that we can verify what you put on the application. So I would recommend that you pull out your tax returns for 2019 when you fill out that application. And there's expected to be about a 21-day processing period for those folks when they respond to the Targeted EIDL Advance. So watch your bank account once you make the application. Now, under the regular EIDL loan program, that is a 30-year term loan at 2.75% simple interest for nonprofits, 3.75% for businesses. Maximum loan amount is $150,000. You don't have to begin repaying on that loan for the first 12 months. It is not forgivable. It is a loan and you are committing to repaying it. You can use it for your working capital needs in your business. You may not use it simultaneously with your PPP proceeds. So if you're going to get a PPP loan and an EIDL loan, which you can do, make sure you use the PPP loan exclusively for payroll if you can, although we have expanded the other uses for 40% of those loan proceeds in the PPP. If you keep it clean and simple and just use it all on payroll, it will be forgiven. Now, that brings me to the last grant program that was created by the Economic Aid Act at the end of last year. The Shuttered Venue Operators Grant will provide a grant to venue operators and some additional industries like promoters, theaters. This includes theaters, movie theaters, theatrical theaters where, you know, the play goes on. It is, you know, we haven't figured it all out yet. It has not rolled out yet, but we're hoping any day now that we will begin taking applications for that. If you'll go to the next slide now, please, Mr. Miller. For the application. What you need to know about the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant is you cannot have both a PPP loan and the grant. So pick one. And if you are rejected for one, then you can apply for the other. So we're hoping to have that Shuttered Venue Operators Grant out soon so that if you don't get it, you can also apply, still have time to apply for the PPP. The way you apply for a PPP loan is you can use sba.gov/lender match /paycheck protection /find. There are over 5,000 lenders making PPP loans. I will also say that because we do have CDFIs on the presentation today, they are doing gangbusters with small businesses, particularly women and minority-owned businesses. So please don't overlook them. That includes Partners for Self-Employment, BBIF, and the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade. Complete the application, gather all your documents, give them to your lender of choice. What happens is the lender will send your application electronically to the SBA. We will check it. It is different from the process from 2020. We're verifying things. You all know there was a great deal of fraud in the program last year. We're trying to minimize that. Please keep in mind the deadline is March 31st or until the money runs out. I think there's still about 150 billion available in the PPP. So please join, next slide, please. Please join us at our, we have daily Q&A sessions, webinars that we, click it again, please. We sponsor at the South Florida District Office. If you want that schedule, it is on our website, sba.gov/South Florida. You can reach out to our resource partners at that yellow banner web address. Find our resource partners who can assist you in making application. There is programming on our YouTube channel. We put new programming up every week, but go to our website, sba.gov/South Florida to sign up for our newsletter and our weekly announcements about our webinars and virtual office hours where we can answer your questions. Thank you so much. I would be happy to take some questions.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Ms. Harris. Sorry for the bad feedback. You mentioned a bank that was, or an organization, I couldn't hear very well, that can actually, would be, not to take it for granted, to actually participate. Would you mind repeating what the name of that was, please?
Sure, the presenters that are on here today, which are Partners for Self-Employment. I think Maria's up next. And Marcela Edina from the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade is also on the agenda today, and Dwayne Lewis from the Black Business Investment Fund is on the agenda today. So all three of them, they'll have to tell you if they're still making PPP loans. But they have been, and we're so grateful for that.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Are there any other questions? You can, I assume, you just unmute yourself to ask your question. Okay. Well, I guess
Maria,
that's
I
it.
mean, Althea, you did have a question from Mr. Gomez.
Okay. Is it like
Mr.
in a
Gomez,
chat?
you need to, there we
or-
go.
Yes, hi. Hi, Athea.
Hi.
Good morning. Thank you
Hi
for all
there.
that great information and always supporting us here at South Dade. As you know, I'm the president of Cutler Bay Business Association, and we're here to support the local business owners. And of course, Danilo here is part of our team down here at South Dade. I have a quick question in reference to the advance on the EIDL. If you said if you got the $1,000 part of it, but if you never applied for it or you never got any, do you still qualify for it?
Okay, great question.
Thank you.
The targeted idle advance is only for in the first priority group are folks who applied last year, got less than $10,000, are in, their businesses are in the targeted areas. Those are low income areas as determined by the IRS code. So, and you might be all of those things, but cannot show a 30% reduction in your revenues. And so though you are eligible to apply, you won't actually get the money because you can't demonstrate that drop.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying
And
is,
then,
right, if you never applied for the EIDL,
right,
can you apply now for it?
okay, you can apply for the EIDL loan program through the end of this year. The targeted advance, though, is only for by invitation only right now. If there is money left over, then we will go to a second priority group and a third priority group.
And how do we get notified by that? How do we get
Again, the watch, if you join us, we give the latest information on our webinars and our Q&A. And of course, press releases go out. But right now, we're still just dealing with the first priority group. And then as we get through all of them and see how much money is left, then we'll move on to the next groups, which I've honestly forgotten who's the second priority group. And then I know the third priority group, we make it that far, will be people who want to apply now.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Mr. Gomez. Nice to see you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Do we have more
Hello.
questions?
Yes, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Althea. Thank you again so much for joining this forum. My question is, so I'm a startup and I've been planning, my whole business from scratch, and I've been working from home doing so. I don't have an actual commercial building. So, and I had plans to launch back in 2020, but due to COVID, kind of set me back. Would I qualify for an EIDL loan?
When did you start your business?
Well, I've been
you
working
have
on
it,
it.
right?
I've registered my business back in 2018.
Mm-hmm. And did you have any activity in that business?
No, not yet.
You would not.
Okay.
You would not be eligible for any COVID relief that SBA administers.
Unless
There
I've
may
made
be-
some kind of revenue, correct?
What's that?
I had to have made some kind of revenue? Okay,
Yes,
got it.
yes.
Okay.
You had to be a functioning business, earning some money by February 15th of 2020 in order to be eligible for any COVID relief that SBA administers. Now, the CARES Act generated a lot of grant opportunities that got pushed down through the county. So you might check with your local municipality to see if there's any grant opportunities available or lending opportunities available through them. But SBA's regular loan programs are available. And I, again, I want to commend our micro lenders who are presenting next. They provide a great deal of technical assistance to how to really launch your business, in addition to providing the financing you need. So COVID has eclipsed all of our other programs, but that's why I wanted to make sure I pointed out to you that they're on here, BBIF and Partners for Self-Employment. May be able to help you get liftoff on your business.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Hello, Althea. This is Maurice Brazier, Liberty Academy.
Any other questions?
Yeah,
Did
I have a
I
question.
hear Maurice Brazier
Hey,
sounding like a
me.
whisper?
That's me.
Hi, friend.
Hey.
I can
Hey,
hardly hear you though.
Well, I'm sorry for that. Hey, listen, from what I understand, tomorrow, the PPP loans are restricted to businesses that have less than 20 employees. Now, what if a business submitted their application to a qualified lender and that lender hasn't submitted the application to SBA yet? So how would that work? Will we still be?
So you want to get them to do that today, right?
Okay.
Because if they do, we are going to process the loans we already have, but starting tomorrow, we're only going to process those with 20 employees or less. So get on them today.
Okay.
And you know how to reach me if you need some help with that.
Oh,
we
I
can
do.
see what
I
we
do.
can do.
Absolutely. So definitely. So, you know, it's
I'm
not
so
good
glad
enough.
you're.
Yes. So it's not good enough that you know, we submitted it to them and we could prove that we submitted our PPP application. I mean, before this new deadline. Okay. All right. Got it.
No.
I know.
Yeah,
Yes.
just reach out to me and I'll see what I can see.
Okay,
Which is
thank
not
you.
much, but you know, but it's so great to see you. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
Maurice Brazier has the Liberty Academy. It is a fabulous SBA success story, childcare, high functioning childcare center in the heart of Liberty City, turned a crack house into a house of learning. It's so exciting. He used to be my actually he used to be my boss, y'all, over here at SBA, and I'm just so delighted to know that you're there. I'll help you.
Okay, thank you for that.
No, we're going to take a couple more questions. I see Alexandria Reed has a question. Ms. Reed.
Yes, thank you. Pertaining to the PPP, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's safe. All right. So I'm probably one of those ones that they might focus on with the 20 or less employees. So hopefully I can get in there. I have just like 19 right on.
Awesome.
So my question, because you know, I'm kind of self-taught here. I'm, you know, doing my own research and taking Zoom meetings and everything. So there was like I guess it was like a median company, Biz2 Credit or something like that, where they had me do like a preliminary information, you know, for the PPP. And it stopped because they said they needed more information. But my employees are mostly 1099s. So I don't know if that's why they needed my Schedule C, but they didn't even ask.
Okay. So right there, you cannot apply for the PPP for your 1099 contractors. They can apply for themselves.
Okay, and so I contract for my business and I'm self-employed. So I do for myself then.
Correct.
And I just, okay, so, okay. So where would I start? Do I go to the SBA and then match a lender? Is that how I do it?
Right, SBA.gov, lender match.
Right.
You could listen up to the upcoming BBIF or Partners for Self-Employment or Community Fund of North Miami-Dade and listen up to hear whether they're taking applications. There are lots and lots of over 5,000 lenders doing PPP loans. So you'll choose yours, but choose wisely, right? Because, you know, I started feeling nervous about, you know, when I never heard of whoever.
Yeah, that's, I kind of stopped submitting information and they have like this, you know, not to point any names, but they got like these weird names, you know, look like foreign. So I was like, no,
so stick to our website and use the results that our website
from your
gives
website.
You.
And I can only do one entry, right?
For yourself, correct. That's the wise thing to do. You don't want to be entering a bunch of applications in.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Okay, because that signals a problem to
Yeah,
us.
no, I got it. That's why I want to make sure I'm clear. So I do it for me. I'm self-employed and I'm a 1099. And then I
Yeah.
can advise my 1099s to go ahead and do it for themselves.
Yes, please do that. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you,
Thank
Ms.
you.
Reed.
All right.
Althea, thank you. We're
My
going to move
pleasure.
forward. If you guys have any more questions, she may be around later, or you can email her your questions. Before I bring on Maria Cotto, a couple things I want to do. I see LaWanda Wright Robinson just joined us, and I want to introduce her. She serves as the Small Business Development Section Chief of Miami-Dade County Small Business Development Department. The Small Business Development Department is a division of internal services of Miami-Dade County and is responsible for Miami-Dade small business enterprise, wage and workforce programs. So LaWanda, thank you for being here. The second thing I want to do before I bring on Maria is I want to thank our program partners, and I'm going to read the list. Accelerate South Dade, Black Business Investment Fund, Black Pages Miami, Community Fund of North Miami-Dade, Miami Bayside Foundation, Miami-Dade Beacon Council, Neighbors and Neighbors Association under Leroy Jones and Miss Lee, Partners for Self-Employment, the U.S. Small Business Administration, and that is it. So again, thank you guys for all of your help in doing what we're doing today. Next, I want to move on to Maria Cotto, Executive Director, Partners for Self-Employment. Maria?
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you all for having me today. I'll go through this presentation relatively quickly so that we can get on to the important stuff of answering specific questions. Just to give you a little heads up on what I'll be talking about today, I'll go through basically Partners for Self-Employment's programs, kind of our target market, who we aim to serve. We'll go into some information on leveraging the information that you're going to receive today from multiple partners, as well as some funding that you may or may not be able to receive through this program, and leveraging that to grow your business in these changing times. And then we'll end with some strategies that your business can employ today to prepare you to capitalize on not only the funds that are being offered through MD, but some other COVID relief funds that are going to be available locally as well as federally. So like I said, I'll get through this as quickly as possible so that I can get on to answering your specific questions and make sure that you leave with the information that you need today. So just a little bit about Partners for Self-Employment. We are a 28-year-old nonprofit, I believe the number is, that concentrates on providing financial and capacity building services to small businesses, predominantly low and moderate income individuals and predominantly minority. So we're a community-based financial institution, as Althea mentioned, an SBA intermediary lender. We also are an intermediary lender for several counties and municipalities. So basically what that means is we help deploy their monies into their communities. And then we also work with the Department of Health and Human Services for programs such as individual development accounts when those were being funded, as well as small business development programs. We basically kind of design all of our small business solutions around the premise of training individuals to run a small business, providing technical assistance that's specific to that individual's small business, and then providing the capital needed to employ those strategies learned through the training and technical assistance so that we can then prepare businesses to grow beyond what is our non-traditional loan to a more traditional bank type financing. So our entire premise is take a business from idea stage through to the point where we can graduate them to basic banking, or primary banking, and then move them out of the program and open up that seat for somebody else who currently is unable to access training, technical assistance, and financial services. A little bit about what we've done, and please don't pay attention to these numbers because now that I look at them, I see that in my mad dash to create these slides, I did not update these numbers. So these numbers are about a year old. This was what I get for waiting till the last minute, right? So we've probably created 30 to 35,000 jobs at this point, a couple of 100,000 hours of training and technical assistance, all to minority low-income individuals, either starting or expanding a small business. Add about $3 million to these loans dispersed, so about 8,900,000, give or take. And yeah, so let's not pay too much attention to these numbers. Let's keep it moving. So as I mentioned, our approach is around kind of growing a small business. So we do training and TA, all professionally led. So you get access to free professionals in specific areas such as accounting, legal, advertising, marketing. So they're professionally led training and technical assistance to business that want to individuals who either want to start up a business or those that are needing to expand a business, but it's a business that hasn't really been legitimately formalized for the most part. So we all have, you know, those shade tree mechanics in our lives that are in business, but nobody knows about it. So we concentrate there on what is the nourishing of those small businesses with training, technical assistance, and no credit, no collateral loans. So loans in this area are under $15,000. And we do no credit, no collateral. Your credit and collateral with us is the fact that you're going to go through training. You're going to actively participate in technical assistance. And if so, basically, we're using your sweat equity as your collateral with us. Then we'll move, then, you know, the idea is to grow those businesses onto our what we call our direct lending program. And this is where we act as a bank with our clients. So you might not be quite ready for a bank yet, but all of the training and technical assistance that we provide to these individuals is specific to preparing them for mainstream banking. So our credit application in this situation looks very much like the bank's credit application. Our underwriting criteria looks very similar to a bank's underwriting criteria. And it's basically that last step that helps prepare you to be attractive to a bank. We do loans up to $50,000 in this particular program. And like I said, it's that last step before we graduate you. So we do spend a lot of time during this phase of your development in introducing you to banks that are interested in specifically your profile of business. So if you're in, let's say, the restaurant business, so there's very specific banks that are interested in those types of businesses and certain banks that aren't, just because the restaurant business tends to have high turnover. So we spend a lot of like detailed time trying to guarantee your success once you leave us, with the idea that, of course, you'll graduate, you won't need us anymore, and then we'll open up your spot for somebody who does. So what it is that we do, if you could like push me forward a little bit. There we go. So why we do it. So I won't read at you. I'm sure somebody's gonna share these slides with you. But you know, the gist of it is that we do what we do because South Florida is highly entrepreneurial. So we know that entrepreneurship, especially amongst those with lower education levels, increases dramatically. We know that entrepreneurship, especially amongst non-native born individuals, the likelihood that you're going to be an entrepreneur increases dramatically if you're non-native born. We also know that 90% of businesses that receive technical assistance survive. Banks and credit unions are not designed to provide you that training and technical assistance. They're designed to provide you financial services. That's their mission. That's their goal. So in order to help guarantee your success in as much of a fashion as we can, we come in, agencies like ours, some of the others on the panel, some additional ones that are also active in Miami-Dade County that I'll share with you later on in the slides. We concentrate on that providing training and technical assistance to help you get to that 90% of businesses that can actually survive if they get the training and technical assistance. On average, those businesses are also the ones that create jobs. So in focusing on providing the training and technical assistance and making sure that the businesses have access to capital, we're also ensuring that about 3 jobs are created per small business, helping our overall joblessness problem, especially the one that we're seeing now. If you'll move forward. And one more. So who we service, who we aim to service. So we basically, in very layman's terms, aim to serve who nobody else wants to serve, right? So if you can't get chewing gum on credit and your mama isn't going to lend you another $25, then you're our target market. We do everything from service businesses to restaurant businesses, daycare centers, just about any legal business, any business that can legally obtain a Miami-Dade County tax receipt and can be registered to do business in the state of Florida can receive training, technical assistance, and loans from Partners for Self-Employment. So there is no business that's off the table as long as it's a legally, as long as it's a business that can legally operate within Miami-Dade County and the state. A little bit more about our target market. There we go. We are specifically looking to service low and moderate income individuals, specifically those businesses that are in minority communities and minority owned and run. We, of course, will concentrate on both startup and expanding businesses. And then we specifically want to service those that are credit and collateral challenged. So our goal is never to compete with the bank. It is to prepare small business owners to move on to the bank. So we definitely are wanting to service those that are credit and collateral challenged. All right, so that's it about PSE in a nutshell. The one thing that I will add is that I did not put in the slides, and I left it off purposely because once people hear about the program, it becomes the most popular program and the one that they're interested in, and we get more applications than we can service. But I will mention it now. Partners for Self-Employment, along with Tools for Change, who is also on the line. I saw Mr. Leroy Jones join the call a little while ago. We both run simultaneously are assisting Miami-Dade County with running a forgivable loan program. Neither one of our agencies is actively dispersing loans right now, just because we've got our money either already allocated or dispersed, but we have every anticipation of receiving some additional loans. So there is a forgivable loan program that is funded through Miami-Dade County. So funded through the CARES Act to Miami-Dade County to either Partners for Self-Employment or Tools for Change. The application process is identical. And you can apply for either one of the agencies. And as monies become available, of course, they're on a first come, first served basis based on complete applications. So I invite you to take a look at both programs, visit both of our websites. The one for Partners for Self-Employment is P as in partners, S as in self, E as in employment, INC as in inc.org. The one for Tools for Change is, and Leroy is on the call, so he'll correct me if I get it wrong, but it's TFC as in Tools for Change, Miami.org. So I invite you to take a look at both of those. Like I said, the application process is identical. We've worked very closely together to make sure that that our application process is the same, the application documents are the same, and that clients can take advantage of only one program, but they can choose which program to take advantage of, and the process will be identical for them. So I do encourage those of you on the call to take a look at that for upcoming funding. So now that I've thrown that out there, we're going to talk a little bit about leveraging funds, the funds that you may receive through this program or information that you may receive through this program to help grow your business in this market. So some key areas that we are currently providing some training and technical assistance on for our clients to help take advantage of these trying times is investing in things like digital marketing. Digital marketing efforts are usually the most cost effective, but only if you can actually reach your target market. So many small businesses kind of throw the net really wide when it comes to digital marketing. So we encourage those of you who are struggling to keep your businesses afloat to start thinking a little bit about digital marketing. Virtual selling, which individuals seem to think is the same as digital marketing, but where what we're concentrating on when it comes to virtual selling is the actual closing of a deal using technology. So long gone are the days of going out to a client site to give them an estimate, of being able to go into an individual's home needing repairs and being able to take in-person measurements. So the use of technology for the closing of sales and selling is something that if you are, eligible to receive some funding through this program or through some other programs, that we're encouraging clients to look into. And then, of course, communications with your customers. Kind of the walk-in and word of mouth situation isn't what it used to be. So we are definitely encouraging small businesses and individuals to really work on their communications plans with their customers, making sure that they design communications plans that are relevant to their target market and that can reach their target market. And now we'll move on to the slide that's actually on your screen now, which is, if you'll go back one, thanks, which is some strategies that you can implement today that are going to help you prepare to capitalize on financial assistance that is either available to you right now or will be made available to you. And the first thing that I'll tell everybody is to seek out some some professional help. So usually when somebody tells you to get professional help, it's an insult. But no, not that kind of professional help. So Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, who I don't believe is on the line today, but is an excellent resource. Marcella, who you'll hear from shortly, with North Dade Credit Union, North Dade Loan Fund, I'm sorry, which I have on here as Opelika CDC just because in my head they'll always be that. Neighbors and Neighbors, Tools for Change. I mean, really reach out to these organizations that are funded to provide you with assistance. I mean, that's what we're funded to do. We're here to work for you and work with you as you grow your business. The other thing that I will tell you is, as I look at loan applications, and I look at a lot of loan applications every day, the segregation of your finances is something that if you are not doing that, when you get off this call today, I would encourage you to actively work on the segregation of your finances. Open up your own business bank account. Run your business transactions through that business bank account. I can't tell you how many loans we've had to deny to individuals because we cannot prove that they've been economically that they've been economically injured because they're commingling their funds. Pay yourself and your employees with a check. If one more person tells me how they pay their employees cash, and somehow we should be able to, assist them in doing that, I don't know what I'm going to do. You've got to pay we've got to be able to track if you're going to apply for PPP, if you're going to apply for any economic relief funding provided through the county, or even job creation programs that are also provided through the county. We have to be able to verify that not only are you getting paid, but that your employees are getting paid. And remember, 1099s are not your employees. So if you're treating your contractors as employees, where you are dictating their hours, you're dictating their work product, you're providing the equipment and tools needed to provide the work, then you might want to start thinking about how do you convert those 1099s to actual W-2 employees. And there are payroll companies that can assist you with that. I know it sounds complicated, but it's genuinely not as complicated and far more cost effective than most small businesses think it is. So I would definitely encourage you to start doing that. And then the final piece of advice or strategy that I would encourage is to be less creative when it comes to your taxes. So I know that tax creativity is a way of life, right? South Florida is the, what do they call us? The fraud capital of the world, or at least of the United States. So creative taxes is like, it's a way of life. It's what we do, right? A couple kids we didn't have yesterday. Okay. Sure. Stop it with the creativity. Leave the creativity for painting and music. Start reporting all of your income and all of your expenses on your taxes, and start doing it with the taxes that you're going to be filing now. And I can say that because, or I say that because when we're looking at what you qualify for economic relief in these times, we're looking at your economic injury. How much did you make in 2019? How much did you reduce that in 2020? But if in 2019, your tax return says that you made $9,000, and in 2020, you made, I'm looking at your bank statements, and you made $20,000, you actually, your financial situation for your business actually improved amidst the pandemic, making you unqualified for most of this economic relief. We all know that you didn't pay 3 employees and the rent on your building and the equipment and supplies that you needed to create your product on $9,000. We know that. But we can only go based on the documented income that you're showing. So I really do encourage you, if you do nothing else, that you become a little less creative with your taxes. And with that, I will stop here and, of course, answer any questions that you have.
Maria, that was awesome. As usual. That last slide is the key. That's so good. The things on that slide are what prevents people from getting access to the PPP, the EIDL, all kinds of opportunities. Thank you for covering that. That is so good.
Does anyone have any questions? If they do not.
So Leroy, did I mess up your web address?
No, you did a great job. So the next time I'm gonna make sure you speak for both of us again too, because you remember that stuff better than me. How about that?
Thanks, Leroy, for joining us. Do you have any comments? I called your name earlier. I'm sure you probably tied up doing something. You and Ms. Lee as well. But do you have any comments you want to share with us, Leroy, before we move on?
Maria, you did great. I'm super proud to work with you. I really am. Excuse me for the mess, but we got maybe about 100 and something people running around here at the school, in and out of the office. So, and I'm trying to be here just a little more longer. I want to enjoy my retirement money when I retire. Okay.
It's coming, Leroy.
I know it's coming. I can't wait neither, and I ain't gonna find nothing else to do when I leave. So I just want to, I know I seen Ed sent me a text saying he hoped that I say a little something about the mom and pop. So Maria covered the grounds as it relates to the Forgivable Loan Program. Everything she said was accurate and was good, so I don't have to touch on that. But the mom and pop grant program, as you know, come out every year, usually starting in January. It's out now. Some of the districts have already closed, like District 1, District 2, District 6 are closed. Their applications is finished. They're going through the process now of being reviewed. Don't know when District 3 is coming out. District 4 is deadline to submit applications will be, I think, the end of this month. District 5 is not available yet. District 7, we should have a date for them this week. District 8, it comes out tomorrow. So if you're in District 8 down south, the Mom and Pop Grant Program comes out tomorrow. District 9 is available right now. Okay, you can go on miami-dade.gov, click on who's my commissioner, or go on whatever commissioner your business is located in website, and it will let you know if the applications is available or they closed out. If they closed out, they won't be on the website anymore, but if they still available, you can click on the commissioner's website and download the application from there, okay? District 12, the deadline to turn in their applications is the 25th of this month. District 10, the 26th is the deadline to turn in applications. District 9, applications just came out on the 15th and will be available to the 26th. So, you know, it's difficult for me to tell you the guidelines because each district has its own guidelines. So it's not a one-shoe-fit-all program. So it makes no sense for me trying to put up an application here because I will have to put up one for every district. And each district has its own slight changes in the guidelines. So I guess the most important information every business owner would need to know is the first to know who your county commissioner is. So make sure you know who your county commissioner. You might be in a city, so don't call and say, I want to know who my city commissioner is, because it's a county program. So you want to call 311. You want to tell the operator you want to know who your county commissioner is and give the operator your business address. And that is the district website you will go on www.miamidade.gov and download the application if it's available. If it's not available, it should tell you, you know, it's soon to come or if the deadline is finished. Okay, so that's the most important thing, because if you apply in the wrong district, they don't take the application and move it to the correct district. You need to know who your county commissioner is. And the process is very, very easy. It has a little changes every year, but very small, if any. But the most important thing is knowing what district you is so that you can apply for the right application. So anything else other than that, I'll be specifically talking about a certain district, which will not be fair for people who don't really know the process. They'll be looking at the wrong information. But that's the best information I can give you. And I can tell you that it's offered in all 13 county commission districts, okay? And it usually, if you're gonna try to apply for this grant, it's a grant. The amount varies. But one thing I want to tell you, some district offers the maximum amount is more than others, but they all got the same amount of money. I'll give you an example. This year, District 2, maximum amount is $10,000. District 12, maximum amount is $2,500. But both of them both district has the same amount of money. Okay, the selection committee just decided to make one maximum amount more than the other, and they different selection committees. So each one of them have their own right to decide what the max is going to be, and each district has its own separate selection committee that don't intertwine with each other. Okay, they're just working for that district for that program. And if you don't know what a grant is a grant is money that you can get from the county through this process if you approve that you don't have to pay for. Sorry for taking a lot of time, John. I know I'm just jumped in, but if anybody got any questions, if they need to ask me anything about the grant program, I'm available to answer any questions, okay?
Go right ahead since we have you, Leroy.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
I do.
Go ahead.
Oops, sorry.
Let's start with Ms. Jackson.
Hi, sorry, I finally got into the Zoom meeting 50 minutes late, so I missed a lot and I kind of am lost, but I'm glad I heard Mr. Leroy Jones talk about the mom and pop grant. Mr. Jones, I have a business, as you know, the nursing station, which is teaching CPR. And we've gotten that grant money in the past, I'm going to say maybe 3 years ago. But since then, we've opened up another business, a completely different TIN number, and it's a separate business, but in the same location. In other words, I kind of like rented them one room in my place. So we work together. I'm part of both businesses, and that's CNA training. And my question is, since we're two separate entities, but within the same building, can both businesses apply for the mom and pop grant?
The one thing I do know that all the districts share in this, the answer I'm giving you as it relates to the mom and pop grant program. They do not allow the same partners or owners to apply 2 different applications. For example, if you own the corporation of both of those organizations, only one can apply. If you and your husband or you and your wife both apply and both of y'all got separate businesses, even though they're separate businesses, only one can apply because the funding is so little. They don't want to give a family or partners a double dose at the money at the same year, at the same time, when there's so many applications available. So I can say that for every district that echoes one thing, that you can only apply, you have to decide which one you want to apply. You can't do both.
Okay,
And if you do both, they're going to disqualify both. So
okay,
just decide to do one, okay?
okay, great, thanks.
Ms. Reed?
Hi, yes, Mr. Leroy. If we got the grant money last year, we're not able to apply this year.
It all depends on what district you're applying in.
9.
So District 9, if you got funding last year, you have to sit out this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Any
So
other
that-
questions before we let Leroy go?
What District 9 did last year, they decided to equally award the funding to every business that met the guidelines last year. So they
Right.
just took it and split it equally. This
So I-
year, they're not gonna open it up if you got money last year, even though, you know, they tried to spread it out.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna see if they would give the remainder for the thing,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
okay. All right. Thank you.
You got time for
Good
one more
afternoon.
question?
Good afternoon. This is Miranda Alberry. Hi, Leroy Jones. It's
Hi.
been years since we've seen each other. How are you?
I'm doing fine now.
Just wanted to find out, home-based businesses are eligible?
So it all depends on what district you're talking about.
Hello. Okay, so I just need to
You
go
know
and
what
see the
district?
requirements.
Yes, ma'am, because most of them, home-based, are eligible. But because they still working on the guidelines for some of them, I'm not sure they're gonna allow home-based to be acceptable through all the districts this year. But if it's one that's available now, I can let you know. Or if it's one that finished, I can let you know that they allowed it. But if it's one they haven't finished the guidelines yet, I'm not sure. So you would have to just go on the district, go on the get the application, the district your business located in, and it would tell you in the guideline if home-based can apply.
Thank you, and it's good to see you after all these years.
You
Thank
too,
you.
ma'am. You too, ma'am.
Leroy, we want to thank you for everything you do in the community. We've been able, and it's been a pleasure to work with you throughout the years. I think we've worked on, I think, 3 projects of the technical assistance grant, as well as we had a technical assistance seminar. I don't know, 2007, 8, 6, long in that down south at I think it was the Burger King site. Long
Yes,
time
it
ago.
was. It was a Burger King site. No Burger
Want
King
to
site.
thank you for all your work, and as well, we want to thank Miss Lee for all the work that she does with us too.
I want to thank you, brother. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity. I want to thank you for all the years you put in. Like, I want to thank the community, man, for picking this old boy up and dusting him off and giving him the opportunity to prove that he can be somebody special in our community. So I just want to thank the community, man, for all the trust, man. Everybody know what I went through in my early years, and to be given a 3rd, 4th chance to prove myself. I'm so grateful, man, for this community, man. And I promise you, I won't let you down. I'm gonna always do my very best, you know, and I'm gonna always treat everybody like they're important, like they special, because everybody is important to me. Thank you so much.
We
brother.
love you, Leroy.
I love you too, my dear sister, Ms. Harris. I
Good
love
to
you
see
too.
you.
Leroy,
Sure.
if you can, Mr. Dixon, excuse me, Mr. Leroy, there's an important thing that changed in the mom and pop for the people who are online, the mandatory meeting workshops that are on Zoom and not in person.
Right. So yeah, this year, in fact, we started it last year because we still had a couple of districts available that had not released their applications when the pandemic started. But this year, all the meetings now, instead of being in person, they're on Zoom. I missed the personal meetings because I missed the camaraderie, and I miss me ranking on people and joking with them and everybody laughing. So I promise you, the Zoom cannot take the place of the personal meetings. I promise you, you know. But unfortunately, because of what we're going through, we have to do it. But you're right. Thank you so much, Ms. Jessica, for saying that all the meetings are in Zoom, and every district will have their meeting, if they already have it, a Zoom meeting where anybody, anywhere, you ain't got to be in the district, can join and ask questions about the program. Thank you, Ms. Jessica.
Well, thanks, Leroy.
Thank
I
you.
see
Thank you, Mr. Leroy.
Michael Sellinger is on with us. Thank you for joining us, Michael. We're going to introduce you down the road when you are up for your part. But next, we have Dwayne Lewis, who is the Chief Operating Officer for the Black Business Investment Fund. And I saw some of his slides earlier, so I'm assuming that he's ready. Dwayne?
Mr. Dixon,
Yes.
if possible, before he begins, I did have a question for Maria, and I didn't get a chance because we went right into the mom and pop. If someone has an existing Partners for Self-Employment loan, do they still qualify for the new forgivable loan that's now available through the CARES Act money?
So we have both Tools for Change and Partners for Self-Employment are working on the forgivable loan program together. And if you've got a loan with any Miami-Dade County funded agency and that loan is in good standing, then absolutely you can apply. If that loan is not in good standing, then no, there won't be an additional investment.
He's right. I echo what she's saying. Absolutely correct.
Mr. Lewis?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you guys for allowing me to be here to present today. I want to thank Althea for her presentation. She did a wonderful job in mentioning all of the programs available with SBA. We're a partner with them, and I'm going to further go into some of the programming that we have to offer through SBA, as well as our own individual programs. All right, next slide, please. Next slide, please. All right, so BBIF, we are a community development financial institution, non-for-profit, who's been around for over 33 years. And our mission is to develop and promote Black business enterprises through education, training, loans, investment, and other activities, and aggressively promote an atmosphere conducive to their development. So in addition to Black businesses, we also service all minority and underserved businesses as well. So I want to make sure that everybody understands that. Next slide, please. This is just a slide that shows the different certifications that we have, as well as the auditing that we go through on an annual basis. So it talks about our accountability. We are rated by Aries, which is an independent entity that rates CDFIs nationally. We have to provide independent audits every year. We are also affiliated with a group of CDFIs called the Opportunity Finance Network. It's a national organization, as well as the Association for Enterprise Opportunity. They are big time micro business advocates, talked about the SBA, and we are also certified by the US Department of Treasury. Next slide, please. Our core services. So we are here to provide services to help the smaller businesses. And we do that through our capital, our flexible, affordable, and responsible capital, as well as our financial management consulting. A lot of people call that technical assistance. We prefer to call it financial management consulting. And I'm going to go through a lot of our programs in our upcoming slides. Next slide, please. All right, so our loan products. We have a number of loan funds that we utilize to provide access to capital for small business owners. Our first one is called our Black Business Loan Fund. We're able to provide capital up to $1 million for pretty much any business need. We have a special loan fund that we created specifically for our construction and contracting companies, and where you're able to access up to $250,000, and we utilize your contract as our main source of collateral to underwrite the loan. And what this does is it provides you with that upfront working capital necessary to get you through your projects. You know, I know there's probably a lot of contractors out there. A lot of times you're juggling multiple contracts, and as you know, you basically finance the contract up front before you receive any kind of payment. And so these funds are there to help you to manage that working capital need throughout your project. We have a fund called our Small Business Loan Fund. And we have a number of initiatives that we utilize to capitalize this program. And so that's why you see it says up to $4 million. Typically, our loans are going to be up to about $250,000. We do participate in a program called New Markets tax credits that allows for us, when we receive allocations, to create loan pools. And within those loan pools, we're able to do loans up to $4 million, specifically to help provide capital for businesses that are looking to own their own real estate. So if you're looking to purchase your own commercial real estate, we will utilize that product for that purpose. We're also part of a program, an SBA program, which is a subsection of 7A called the Community Advantage. And so it's basically a 7A loan with a maximum loan amount of $250,000, and a business can access that particular loan fund for any business need, whether it be working capital or if you have any equipment that you're looking to purchase, or even commercial real estate as well. We can utilize that program to provide you that capital access that you need. Again, that's done in partnership with the SBA, where they're able to provide a guarantee on that loan on behalf of the borrower. Additionally, we have our microloan fund, and we specifically utilize this program for business owners that have a capital need up to $50,000. Again, for pretty much any business need, whether it's working capital or equipment purchases. We provide funds up to $50,000 for that program. Again, that's another program that we partner with the SBA with as well. And before I get to the Paycheck Protection Program, one thing I do want to elaborate that Althea talked about a little bit earlier is that with the microloan program, as well as the Community Advantage Loan Program, SBA has made some adjustments in these programs to allow for businesses that have been injured through this economic downturn due to COVID, in which they are going to provide loan payments up to 6 months for borrowers who already have loans, as well as anyone that's going to obtain a new loan within the next few months. So this is a good opportunity if you are a business that needs that capital to look into obtaining funds through these programs, because the SBA is going to be making your first few payments on your behalf to cover both your principal and interest. Very important. As well as for the Community Advantage Program, they're going to increase their guarantee. That's usually around 75 to 85%, depending upon the loan amount, up to about 90%. So now is a great opportunity to take advantage of these programs. Additionally, we are a Paycheck Protection Program lender. We are actively taking applications, And I definitely want to echo what Althea had mentioned earlier regarding the changes that have been made these past couple days. If you are an independent contractor, if you're a sole proprietor, and I'm speaking to you, Ms. Reed, who I guess you asked a question earlier, the changes that have been made is going to allow for you to access more dollars. So previously, sole proprietors, independent contractors, the way we would calculate your loan amount would be, we would look at your Schedule C and we would look at your profit that you made. So not your revenue, not your expenses, but your profit. We would take that, divide that by 12, find out what your average monthly, what your average payment is, and then multiply that by 2.5. Now, the major difference now is that we are able to calculate your loan amount utilizing your gross revenue, which is significantly larger than what your profit is. So that means you can obtain a Paycheck Protection Program loan about 2 to 3 times more than what you were previously utilizing the previous calculations. So I want to make sure everybody understands how significant and how important that change is for you sole proprietors or independent contractors. You're able to obtain more funds. And so if you have not already submitted your application, now is the perfect time to do that, because we have an exclusive window of where businesses that have 20 employees or less are going to be prioritized over the next couple of weeks. So I encourage every one of you out there, even if you don't even know if you qualify or not, to engage with a lender and go through that application process, because you'll find out that you probably do qualify, and you're qualified for more today than you did a couple days ago. So I want to make sure everybody understands that. We are a lender. We are taking applications. I'm going to, I believe in one of the upcoming slides, we're going to have our information there where you can go and you can apply. Our application is an online application. It's very user-friendly. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to us and we can help guide you through that process. But I do want to make sure that everybody who has the ability to please look into applying for this program. It's very unique. We don't know how long. Well, we know this program is only up until March 31st, or until that $150 billion has been utilized. So now is a perfect opportunity to take advantage of that. Next slide, please. In addition to the capital that we provide, we also provide what we call our management consulting, which is just another form of technical assistance. And so we do that in a number of ways. We have what we call our CEO Roundtable. And this is where we have a group of business owners that work together with a group of consultants, mainly business strategists, a CPA, financial advisors. And what we do is we identify any gaps that you may have within your business. So we take a look at where you currently are, assess the gaps that you have in your organization, and we focus in on those gaps or those issues that you may have, and we work towards improving those issues, and we focus on that so that your organization is a better managed running organization within the months ahead, after we work with you. In addition to the group setting, we also have the same concept in a one-on-one setting where you would have the technical team with your business. We're going through the process of, again, identifying the challenges and issues you face and working with you directly to fix those issues. We focus on the management of the company. We focus on on the owners and improving your management capacity, because as we know, as the owner, you're the driving force of that business. And so we want to focus to make sure that you have the tools that you need in order to make your business more successful. We do that through a number of ways. If you're a startup business or just an entrepreneur who's interested in learning about how to start a business, we've got a program called our Kaufman Fast Track. It's got modules that are there to help you to bring your idea into reality. We also have a couple of platforms that we utilize, one called Growth Wheel that allows for us to interact with you without having to have that face-to-face contact, as well as we have a program that we've invested in because of COVID. We're not able to actually work face-to-face with you. We've got to do everything virtually. And so this platform that we've invested in called Initiate Prosperity has a lot of great programs that are very specific tools to help your business move and function. So an example would be if you're an entrepreneur who currently does not utilize a cash flow statement, what this program will do is it will walk you through the importance of a cash flow statement, why it's necessary, how to use it, and also how to prepare one. It's got templates in there, we've got videos in there, and it takes you through a step-by-step process of how to actually implement these tools. A lot of times entrepreneurs don't understand certain aspects of their business, or how to incorporate new aspects to their business, or utilize tools that they've never utilized before. And this program really helps to educate you on how to incorporate that into your business. Next slide, please. And so I'll take questions, but if you can you see if there's another slide there that shows our website? Yes. Go back to the previous slide, please. Yes, right here. So if you have any questions, if you want to view our website, please, I urge every one of you guys, go to bbifflorida.com. If you want to apply for any one of our loans, especially if you want to apply for our PPP loan, as soon as you go onto our website, you'll see a button on there that takes you to apply now, and it will allow you to apply for a Paycheck Protection loan. And now I'll go ahead and answer any questions that anybody may have. Any questions?
Hi, this is Kathleen with Mahogany Youth, and my question is: we're a nonprofit. Are you able to do the same kind of lending for us?
Yes, from a PPP standpoint, we can process applications for nonprofits. Our regular normal loan programs don't really allow for us to do a whole lot of lending to nonprofits, but our COVID-related products will allow for us to assist nonprofits as well as for-profit businesses with any capital that you need. So hopefully that answers your question. But one thing I want to do also mention before I forget, we have an upcoming program that we're going to implement once PPP has settled down and expired in April. We're going to be opening up what we call our Southern Opportunity and Resilience Fund. And these funds are going to be available to businesses, both for-profit and nonprofit entities that have been affected by COVID and require additional capital for your business. This program is going to have a 4% fixed rate for for-profit entities and a 3% fixed rate for nonprofit entities, with loan amounts up to $100,000. So I'll make sure that we get that information to the MD crew. But that is a program that we will be bringing online. It's going to be open to all businesses within the state of Florida. and that's gonna start April 1st of this year.
Are there more questions?
Yes.
Go right
First and
ahead.
foremost, my name's Gasoline. I want to say thank you for this platform. I mean, you guys are very informative, although I came on late trying to get into the Zoom. But anyway, if you already applied through your bank for the PPP, and like Mr. Lewis was mentioning about how they were going based on the past, do I still apply for this current PPP?
Yes, you can. So you would be applying for what they call a second draw loan. And so if you're applying for a second draw loan, the only requirement that you have to meet, since you've already received the first draw, is that you have to demonstrate that you had a drop in revenue of at least 25%, either on a quarter-over-quarter basis or from a year-over-year basis. So you're eligible to apply. You just have to make sure that you demonstrate that you had that 25% decline in revenue in 2020 for any quarter or year end versus that same quarter from 2019. Very important to understand.
And this will actually be my first time because I was denied the first time. So
Okay.
So either way it goes, I'll still be fine.
You'll be fine, yes. And so that's a great point. So you would be considered a first draw applicant. So if you applied the first time and you didn't receive any funds, you can absolutely apply again, and you would be considered that first draw applicant because you didn't receive a first loan and you weren't funded that first time around.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
More questions for Mr. Lewis?
Yes, I have a question. The business, I think you called it the business management consulting training that you have. Is there any fees associated with that for the business?
No, there's no fees. We provide these services free of charge to the end user. The only fee that we charge is your sweat equity, which is your time, and is basically your time and your participation. That's all we require.
Got you. Now, some of the other agencies were talking about like a system of steps you have to go through, and you have to kind of be participating in all the aspects of their program. With the business consulting, is that just one thing you can participate in, or do you have to actually enroll in a full program with various steps?
No, what we would do is we would evaluate where you're at, and then we would place you in the program that best fits your situation. So no, you don't have to participate in all programs. Our management consulting is very focused to the business owner and where you're at. And so we have different levels of consulting services that we provide, but it's catered to where you are at within your stage of business.
Okay, perfect. And the way to get started and considered for that is to go online and submit something?
Yeah, so you can go online. I believe there is an area for management consulting. If you're interested, you'd fill out some information and we would get back to you. Or you can call the office, or I believe there's some email addresses there, and you can just reach out to a contact and just let them know, hey, I'm interested in participating in your management consulting services. And at that point, what we do is we do an assessment. So we'll either send you a questionnaire that you would answer, and it would allow us to identify, what stage and what level of needs that you have.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We got time for maybe one more.
I had a quick question. Most of the services, are they done online, or do you have to come into a center or?
Oh no, we're everything is offered online now. Obviously, due to COVID, we are definitely reducing our in-person interactions with folks. So everything is done online. We have adjusted our services to accommodate for that. Okay. So anything that's done like interactive like this would be done in a virtual setting, such as a Zoom kind of platform.
Okay, not a problem. And if like I say, because I'm in the middle of doing taxes right now and everything, so I could look at the numbers. So I'm not sure until that goes in, probably the end of this week. If I did happen to be more in the plus than I was last year, I could go for a different loan, obviously, than the PPP, because it wouldn't, because I'm not sure, like I might net about the same, fluctuate a little bit. Or all
No,
of
I
it.
would actually recommend you go for the PPP because the
Okay.
PPP is a separate. It's like a one in a lifetime kind of program. So
Gotcha.
SBA is a lot, and it's a forgivable loan. That's a very important thing.
Right.
What you don't want to do is straddle yourself with too much debt right now. So I recommend for all businesses to look at all of these opportunities that are available for you today. Take advantage of them, especially anything that's a grant related or a forgivable loan situation, because now you don't have to repay that money back and put that stress on your business.
Right.
But if you are in a position to where you can obtain additional capital that you need, we do have those options available to you. So I do also recommend you looking at that. I did also at the very end there talk about an upcoming program that's very COVID specific that we are going to be introducing to the entire state, which is our Southern Opportunity and Resiliency Fund. That's going to open up April 1st. We're going to have capital available up to 100,000, very low interest, so 4% fixed for for-profit businesses, 3% fixed for nonprofits, and those are going to be very flexible terms, so that because again we're bringing it in here to provide you that access to capital at a very affordable price. We're going to also, for that program, we're going to have payment deferments for the first 6 months as well on top of that. So we're trying to bring in very specific COVID related products that's going to be less cumbersome for the business owner and less expensive, so that they can access the capital they need so that their businesses can survive. Because that's really what it's all about right now.
Right.
You guys need the capital to survive, as well as the technical assistance. That's another important piece that I want to make sure everybody understands. We all understand money is the driver of everything, but knowledge also is a huge driver as well. And it can't be understated how important the knowledge and the way you maneuver through this environment, how that's going to help you and set you up for the future. Because right now, the way we do business has changed. We're doing Zoom meetings right now. 12, 14, 16 months ago, it wasn't like this. So everyone has to adapt to this environment. And that's why I just want to make sure that everybody understands how you navigate your business is also ultimately important to making sure that you survive this time.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis.
Thank you.
We're going to move on to Danilo Vargas, who is the Small Business Manager under Miami-Dade County's Office of Equity and Inclusion that Mayor Cava just began. We're excited about that, and we're excited to hear from him. I'm going to make another announcement. I have another appointment that I have to leave, but Ed Miller will take over and he will guide you for the rest of the afternoon. Thank y'all for being here. Danilo.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Mr. Miller, do you think I can share my screen? If that's okay, we can try that out. Mr. Miller, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and see if this will work for us. Mr. Miller, is that good? Can you see it?
It is good. It's beautiful.
All righty, great. Thank you so much. So I just want to say how happy and excited I am to be with everybody here today. This is an amazing event. I have been so impressed. I want to give thanks to Mr. Dixon, Mr. Miller, and the whole team at MD for putting this together. It has been amazing. You've heard some amazing information, some cutting edge stuff. And I am really proud to be a part of it and to be here with you guys. So I'm going to make this pretty brisk. I just want to tell you that my name is Danilo Vargas, and I am really proud to say that I am now the Small Business Innovations Manager for the Office of Innovation and Performance. And there's a sub office within that bigger organization from the mayor's office for equity and inclusion. So I'm really excited to be part of that team. And I want to tell you a little bit of what we have brewing, and hopefully with your help, we can bring it to fruition to really unleash the entrepreneurial energy of Miami-Dade County. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Danilo Vargas. One of the things about me, I'm definitely an entrepreneur, and I love to explore the world. So here's a picture of me when I was visiting the Grand Canyon on my motorcycle. I take these long motorcycle trips, and it's really a great way to understand the world and get more ideas while you're exploring. And so the other thing that I love, other than motorcycles, excuse me, my voice is going a little bit, is that I love entrepreneurs because I find them to be so courageous, and people that decide to bet on themselves and create something. They're creators, they're constructive, and they're just powerful people in our community. And if we can help them to be successful, think about what we're doing for our community, for the county, for the state. And so that's what really excites me about being in this new position. And I've been helping or being an entrepreneur for the last 15 years. And so I know I've walked the path. I know how hard it is. I know the stress and anxiety that comes with it, but I also know the joys of being an owner of a successful business. And so I'm really excited. I've helped entrepreneurs with marketing, with business development, through coaching and consulting. And now, during the last 4 years, I was the manager of Accelerate South Dade, which is the District 8 small business and nonprofit incubator that was started by then Commissioner Daniela Levine Cava in Cutler Bay, Florida. And so today I'm in a different role. I've been with MD in other presentations prior, but this is the first time that I am now formally part of the mayor's office. And that's why I'm so excited to be here with you guys and share some of the ideas that are coming down the pike and that we can generate together and create together. So stepping back in time about 4 years ago, the commissioner for District 8, Daniela Levine Cava, she asked the question, and the question was, what are we doing for our small business owners, micro business owners, et cetera, solopreneurs in South Dade? And the reality was that there wasn't a lot of energy or investment being made in helping those folks, especially in the early phases, minority-based businesses, women-owned businesses, et cetera, especially in the early phases, right? When it's so hard to launch your business. And so she got together with, as she does, collaborating and partnering with others. She got together with Mr. Leroy Jones of the Neighbors and Neighbors Association, to whom I reported at NANA. And they created something called Accelerate South Dade on the 3rd floor of this building on Caribbean Boulevard. And we had a great grand opening in April of 2017. And we had lots of great leaders there. You see Mr. Leroy there, and the commissioner then, and the mayor of Cutler Bay then, and the press was there. It was really an amazing event, and I feel so proud to be part of that. And I just worked as hard as I could to have that little space that was only 1,500 square feet really punch above its weight class in terms of the services that it offered our entrepreneurs. So some of the things that we offer were dedicated office space, shared office space, conference room, classroom facilities, photo and video studio, one-on-one coaching, because that technical assistance, as Mr. Lewis said, is vital. It's not just about money. It's also know-how and knowledge that can drive you to success. So we had workshops and seminars, et cetera, one-on-one coaching with different aspects of your business. And we had a lot of great success. Here are some of the folks that were part of one of our cohorts. And we kept the place to be a friendly, inviting location. We had some great entrepreneurs that we work with. Here's an example, local entrepreneur, Claudia Rios Photography, wedding photographer, started out with just in the very early phases and has become a successful wedding photographer here in Miami. That's a proud story that I like to tell. We also have another great professional, Miss Virginia Lee Perez of Virginia Perez Law. She's an attorney locally, and she's powerful at what she does. And again, the support that we offered was valuable to these types of self-employed individuals, solopreneurs, etc. And Miss Simone Glinton, she is a trainer of wedding planners and a wedding planner herself. And she has done amazing things, a great communicator, and has built her business and really taken advantage of the things that we offer at Accelerate South Dade. And so we used to have events, and we're going to continue to have events. But as you know, COVID interjected and kind of canceled all these on us for last year. And I cannot wait to be able to be doing some of these things again, hopefully soon. But we had something called the Reciprocity Party, which was a way of celebrating the power that we as a community, when we come together as a tribe, as a community, have to uplift each other. So in the Reciprocity Party, it's all about giving and taking. So you come to give and share what you have, right? And all of us as entrepreneurs have something great to share. You guys are all experts and talented people, and you want to share with others that gift that you've received. And likewise, we know that nobody can build a business by themselves, right? Entrepreneurship is a team sport, and it requires all of us to come in together and help each other out, build that team, and accelerate towards success. So the Reciprocity Party was something we did. We also had a CEO book club, because I'm a big believer in reading. It's one of the things, if you want to be a leader, then you should probably be a reader as well. And so I'm a big believer in reading. And so we had the CEO book club, and we read some of the finest books in print available today for business owners. And one of the books, as you can see, is The New Rules of Marketing and PR, but we read many others. And we had a discussion, and nothing accelerates learning like contrasting ideas and discussing ideas and things that you're struggling with in your business. And that was something that was very powerful. Everybody loved it, and I enjoyed tremendously. We read a bunch of great books, top shelf stuff, and it was just something phenomenal and transformative for all of us. And one of the things I was proudest about that was that we had that book club, and we invited the authors of these books to talk to us in the book club. And they were so impressed with our little center that was only 1,500 square feet, but that was trying to do great work in Miami-Dade County, that we had amazing people like Seth Godin, one of the top experts on marketing in the world. And he spoke to us for over an hour, was very generous. And my clients got to talk to him and ask him for ideas about their business. And he offered some tremendous insights and ideas that they could use in their operation. And so I was very proud of that. Here's some quick shots of the actual place. It was a humble place, but a place that had a lot of energy and enthusiasm and was built with love, right? Because at the end of the day, that has to be the centerpiece of your business. Build it with love to serve others. And so we had you see the conference room. We did everything there. We really even repurposed the events or the space to cater to events that we were doing, like pop-up stores. Just the cubicles were offices, but they could be dressing rooms for another one. We had a fashion show. We had celebrations, the book club, so many different things. And it was just a matter of entrepreneurs, don't wait to make things happen. Whatever they have, they go ahead and move and marshal those forces to get the job done. And so it was furnished, and it comes with computers, everything that the entrepreneurs needed. And there was, it started out as free, and then it was a small charge for the use of the space, but nothing in comparison to what you would pay at a co-working facility, for example. And so now we fast forward to today. And you know that our commissioner from District 8, Daniela Levine Cava, is now our mayor. And so she is very much about creating positive change and keeping promises. And that's one of the things I love about our leader, is that she is focused on that. And she campaigned on the promise to replicate the success of that small business incubator in District 8 that she set up. And she wants to replicate that in as many areas of the county as possible. So we're going to be working on that aspect of this project. And also, she has entrusted me with designing and developing a countywide network of these small business incubators. So we want to extend what we did in Cutler Bay to all parts of Miami-Dade County. And she has a vision of finding innovative ways to expand access to many more businesses across Miami-Dade. The Office of Equity and Inclusion is essentially about that we can all participate in this economy and contribute and benefit from it, right? So we're going to be developing a capacity building plan for fostering and building our entrepreneurial ecosystem in Miami-Dade County. So I'm super excited about all this. And the way it's going to work is there is a big office under the mayor's office that is called the Innovation and Performance Office. Within that office are a bunch of different sub-offices or teams dedicated to specific aspects of that innovation and performance. Because the idea here is to take Miami-Dade to a place it really has never been before, to invest in things that are long overdue. That's the mayor's vision. And so within that office is where I'll be working in the equity and inclusion space. And so I'm really, like I said, I can't say it enough, how excited I am to work with all of you, because this is going to be a team effort, just like entrepreneurship. And so I'm inspired by something the great Martin Luther King Jr. once said. And he said that, as entrepreneurs, right? This is a quote about entrepreneurship to me. I don't know why. I like to see it through that lens. He said that everybody can be great because anybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and verb agree to serve. All you need is a heart full of grace and a soul generated by love. He could be talking, of course, he's talking about life, but isn't he also talking about us as entrepreneurs and people that want to share our gift with the world? And so I think we sometimes misunderstand what entrepreneurs do. And we think that there's only the high growth, the things we hear about Silicon Valley and who's going to build the next unicorn. But really, it's also about the mom and pops and the solopreneurs, the micro businesses, the small business owners, right? Who are the heart of our economy. So what entrepreneurs actually do is pursue opportunity despite the resources they might control. So we may have challenges, we may have a lot of limitations, but the entrepreneur doesn't let those limitations and challenges prevent them from getting the job done, even as they're looking for ways to get it done even better, okay? So this is from Professor Howard Stevenson at Harvard University. He's considered like one of the foremost authorities on entrepreneurship studies. And this is his definition. And I love it because, like Martin Luther King said, anybody can be great. This is open to everybody to participate. And that brings us to that Office of Equity and Inclusion and using that as the lens through which we view entrepreneurship and small business innovation. So why does this matter? So it does matter because small businesses are the backbone of our local economy. We tend to think that the big corporations are the drivers of economic dynamism in our society, and they are an important player. However, we sometimes discount the importance of our small business owners and what you guys do and how critical your success is to everybody here in Miami-Dade County and around the world. If we're going to be successful, we need you guys to be successful. And that's what it's really all about. And we take that to heart. And also, they need help. You guys need help to recover from the challenges of COVID and to build back from the pandemic, right? To build back, to recover to where we were, and then find ways to not just survive, but to really thrive under what's coming, which is, we know, a new economy, right? It's critical that all our businesses, our small business owners especially, have the tools to emerge strong and to fully participate in the new economy. I liken this to what's going on with COVID. Think about how much our world has changed in the last 12 months. It has been completely transformed in ways that are obvious and in ways that are not so obvious, but will be in the future. We're talking about the creation of a new economy, new behaviors from consumers, new ways that we as business owners have to move if we're going to be able to thrive and not just merely survive. So that's what we have to get ready for. And the challenges are going to continue. And we need to be prepared, and we need to, all of us together, step up to a new level of performance right? And innovation. And so that's really why I'm so happy to talk to you about that. So the question then becomes, we know what we're trying to do. We know why it matters. So now what do we do? Okay. So what I would suggest is that we're going to work in 3 broad areas. And yesterday was my first day in the office. Okay. So it was my first day in this new position. There's so much to learn. There's so many people I need to talk to, including on this call, so that we can understand your perspective and we can incorporate it into what we do. But broadly speaking, I think it's important to connect all of us so that we can foster greater communication and collaboration among all stakeholders. I think that, we've said it here in this meeting, so much talent is in this call alone. So much talent is in our county. And so many people are trying to help entrepreneurs. What if we could come together, connect more strongly to collaborate and, and kind of synchronize or get in sync in some way to unleash that entrepreneurial energy in the county. So I'm looking forward to that connection and fostering that communication and collaboration. And also to collaborate to design innovative programs and services to grow our entrepreneurial ecosystem. And there's a misspelling there, and I apologize for it. So we have to develop the capacity of our entrepreneurial ecosystem and make it more robust and make it stronger and have more equity and inclusion built into it. And lastly, we do want to build that network of small business incubators or centers of entrepreneurship so that anybody in any community has access to a one-stop shop like we did at Accelerate South Dade, a one-stop shop where you don't have to meet people at home. You don't have to be meeting people at Starbucks. You have a place where you can meet customers, where you can receive your mail that's not a PO box or a UPS box, that you have resources instantaneously. What if it was equipped with a place where you can give classes or seminars? And if it had the video equipment and audio equipment for you to launch your video podcast or your audio podcast and create that content that we know your customers are hungry for, and that is going to allow you to compete, because that's one of the things that's changed. Digital marketing is where the opportunities are, right? A year and a half ago, what was Zoom? But today it's an essential tool to get the job done. So these changes are not going to stop. They're going to continue. And we want to have a space where everybody can participate and have access to those tools and sort of have that equity around access to the tools people need to succeed. It doesn't matter where you live, especially in places that are underprivileged. That's especially where we want to have these centers, because sooner or later, we are going to return to perhaps a hybrid model, and the space is going to be relevant again. Do I think sometimes that it's going to be hybrid, that sometimes we'll be on Zoom, and that this space will not be as critical as before, but it's still going to play a part, right? Nothing really goes out of style if you think about it. And so I think that's going to be powerful, and that's something we're looking to build. So to leave you, I want to ask you guys to do 2 things. Number 1, there is currently an initiative by the mayor's office in collaboration by the Miami Foundation. I don't know if you know about it, but it's called Thrive 305. We are asking everybody in the community to sort of get off the stands and get in the game a little bit here and let us know what you want to see happen. Now we have a bit of a white canvas in our county. What would you like to see created? What do we need to be mindful of? What do we need to do to create that bright future that we all want for our community, for everybody? Okay, so if you go to Welcome Thrive, you can look this up, and I'll put the URL in the chat box so that you guys can have it. And I encourage you to please fill out this survey. It takes about 15 minutes. But it will allow the county to really understand, the mayor to understand what it is on your mind, what are the things that you want to see happen, so that the county and the mayor's office can be responsive to those needs. And the last thing I want to say, in case anybody has any questions before we take those questions, is that every Friday during COVID, at first it was every single day. Back in March of the 17th, I think it was our first episode. We had a daily huddle up. Okay, it was called the Morning Huddle, and we stayed connected and informed so that you had the information that you needed to make it through a dark time. Things have gotten better since that March of last year, but there's still massive challenges ahead. So one of the things we did is, instead of meeting daily, we are now meeting every week. And it's called the Morning Huddle. It's kind of like this call, very interactive. We pass you the mic, you can make comments, you can ask questions. It's not closed, and your feedback is encouraged. And so that's open to you every single Friday. I want to invite everybody to that call. I want to grow that call so that we have a way of knowing what's on your mind, and we can discuss ways of helping each other out as a community of entrepreneurs here in Miami-Dade County, because it's going to take all of us working together to take this county to another level of performance. And that's what I'm optimistic about. Can't do it without your help. And so with that, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for being here. And for this time, I want to thank MD for this amazing opportunity. And with that, I'll leave it open to questions.
Let's see, Susie has a question.
Yes. Hi. Where do you sign up for the call?
Yes, so I'm going to put that in the chat box. It's a long Zoom registration. Registration is required. I'll put the link in the chat box so anybody can just register for that starting today.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Any other questions out there? Okay, I guess not.
Hi.
Oh, okay.
It's Kathleen with Mahogany Youth. Robert's here too.
Yes,
I wanted to say, first of all, thank you to Danilo and to Mayor Kava, because we've had an opportunity to participate in the incubator and in the nonprofit program. And it really helped to take our organization to the next level. I would encourage everyone to bookmark Danilo, because he is an amazing wealth of knowledge and he thinks outside of the box. He'll help you to refine your business. I did notice that I'm not seeing a chat box, so I don't know if I'm missing something, but you said you're going to put in the chat box. You want to make sure that they can send it out maybe as an email, your contact information, because you are phenomenal, Danilo, and I thank you for everything you've done for Mahogany.
Oh, thank you so much.
I
Thank you so
second
much,
that.
Kathleen. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Danilo, I want to say thank you and congratulations again. This is Gasoline. I'm so proud of you and
Thank you,
the
Gasoline.
foundation that you're building and continuing to help other businesses. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
If someone wants to sign up for the accelerator, how would they do that?
Yes, so all you have to do is go to acceleratesouthdade.com, and there's an application form, a form that you can just sign up. It's just to gather data and contact information, really. And you can start getting information about the services that we offer. So acceleratesouthdade.com.
Any other questions?
One other thing, I know that Mr. Leroy from NANA was also amazing in helping to develop that space and to support that concept. So thank you too, Mr. Leroy.
Oh, yes, Mr. Leroy. I mean, couldn't do it without the support of Mr. Leroy Jones and the whole team at NANA, because it's really, they're the ones that made everything possible. And I'm so grateful for them. And that they're doing great stuff in the community, and that things that we need to even grow and do more of.
And will there continue to be different speakers like it has been for the past 4 years to come to Accelerate South Dade and speak with all the business owners?
Yes, so we're going to have speakers. There's going to be, we want to grow and get better at everything we learned at Accelerate South Dade during its first 4 years. And there's great ambition to grow that program, make it more dynamic even. And also now through the work that we're doing in Miami-Dade County, I was really impressed with some of the work that Mr. Dwayne Lewis was referencing that they do. And some of that stuff I've been tracking, some of these tools that exist nowadays, like Growth Wheel and Fast Track, are things I would love to bring to the entire county, so that we have all these tools. And so that's one of the things that excites me, Jessica, is that we have an opportunity to do that, to bring these tools to everybody in the county. And it'll be tough. It's not going to be easy, but it's up to us. It's all of us working together.
Very good. That was amazing. Thank you so very much. In fact, all of the presentations were amazing. We have Michael Sellinger up next. with Miami Bayside Foundation. Michael operates the loan programs and workshops at Miami Bayside Foundation. And I'm so happy he agreed to join us despite his travels. Michael, are you there?
I am here, I think.
Very good.
A little disheveled, just got off a plane, I apologize, but looking forward to talking. Again, I echo everybody. I apologize, I missed some of the early presentations, but I do echo the sentiment of thanking the MD, John Dixon, Edwin Miller, for pulling this together, not only for bringing us all together, but for what they're providing to the community. And Danielle, congratulations on your new position. So I'm going to make this quick since I think if I'm not the last, I'm towards the end here, and you've already heard a lot, and so I don't want to be too repetitive. So Miami base. Oh, I guess I don't have control. Could you can
Sure.
I share the screen and take control of it?
Certainly. I'll set it up so that you do in fact have control.
All right, great, thank you.
Okay, bear with me. Okay.
All right, there we go. I hope everybody can see the screen. Edwin, can you see it? Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
Yes.
Great. So quickly, the Miami Bayside Foundation came out of the Bayside Marketplace 35 plus years ago. Quid pro quo in the city seat of the land was the creation of this foundation. The vision was to create a space of access and inclusion in Miami. At that point, while we still need to work on access and inclusion, it was 35 years ago, it was a lot different. Our mission is to empower small businesses run by minorities and women with the secondary goal of job creation. We do that through 3 programs: workforce development, small business development. So our workforce development program is effectively high school students in underserved communities. We provide grants and scholarships to programmatic pieces to allow them to succeed when they graduate and enter into the business world. Under the small business, we also have a technical assistance like many of my colleagues out there. These just some numbers on what we've done so far since 2011 when we really started, or actually this program started in 2007. I'm sorry, 2014. Workshops, we have a small business training we run 3 times a year. That's a business 101 class. Many businesses have gone through. We've also created some deep dives in certain subject matters like marketing, digital marketing, and business plan writing, and financial literacy. Loan program. So again, focused on minority and women-owned businesses in Miami-Dade. We are also one of the lenders for the Black Business Loan Program, which is a state-run program. For the borrower, it would not, the BBLP program runs through our funnel. So it looks exactly the same. Processes are exactly the same for our conventional loan for minority and women-owned businesses, again, in all Miami-Dade. Those terms are up to $150,000, 1 to 5 years of amortization, and 6% interest. There are no upfront fees. There's just a pass-through of direct cost associated with processing the loan. And you can see the numbers we've done since we opened or started doing that program in 2011. We are proud to be an SBA community partner. And with that, I will move it on to questions. So if anybody has any questions, let's take it to the loans. Boom.
Hi, this is Kathleen with Mahogany Youth. Does your incubator systems provide any kind of access to office space at Bayside?
No, our relationship with Bayside is purely transactional. At this point, we do not have access to space there. So they provide us, part of the deal is that they provide some funds to us every year. And that's what we run a lot of our programs with. We're also a CDFI, like some of the others, Treasury grant. So we get grants from the US Treasury. So, any other questions? No? Okay. Well, I appreciate your time. I know it's late in the day and everybody's probably exhausted. One other point I did want to make is that we are not afraid of startups, so we will fund startups. You just need to have 20% skin in the game, which means invested capital. So if I lend you $1, you have to have 20 cents invested. Okay. Edwin, thank you so much again for the opportunity to talk to your audience or this audience, and look forward to continuing to work together with the county and driving small business.
Thank you. Looks like we have a question. No?
Hi, can you hear me?
Very well, yes.
Hi, I'm interested in opening up a new healthcare clinic, and I wanted to get grants to help with the startup. What would you suggest?
Grants to help with the startup. I assume on healthcare, you're talking about a for-profit venture?
Yes.
Okay. I would think some of the the program that we're really mainly focused on, the one that MD is talking about, and the county programs are going to be the best source of grants. Maybe one of my colleagues out there has an idea for you. I just can't help you with that. Sorry. I mean, Dwayne, any of your programs? Are you still on? Or Maria? No? Okay.
Sorry, what was the question?
She's looking for grants to help with the startup costs. I mean, we'll fund a startup, but you need to have money invested.
Yeah, no, we don't provide grants. And there's really, like you said, you're right. There's not really a whole lot of grants incentives out there for startup businesses.
I do have money invested. I do have money put aside for it. But I also know that I would definitely need a grant as well.
Why do you think a grant versus, I mean, obviously, because you don't have to pay it back, but grants tend not to be very large dollar, whereas a loan you can get more money.
I just thought that maybe I can just use that to just like pay for the stuff beforehand. And then when I start to get more money, then I can be able to like take out a loan because I know that I can pay that back.
I mean, that's a very prudent approach, but I'm not sure again how much, even if you can get a grant, they tend not to be large dollar amounts.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe
all right. So it just makes more sense to just get a loan for a startup. Is what you're saying.
Again, if we do startup loans, I don't know who else does I apologize. I missed some of the earlier talks, but that would be an approach. Yes.
Okay. And what is the website if I wanted to apply?
Sure. It's I apologize. MBF for Miami Bayside Foundation. So mbf.miami.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have one.
Okay.
Hi. So you said vested. So if you give me $1, I have to have, you said 50 cents. What's the ratio?
20%, so 20 cents.
20 cents. Okay. And how will we show that? By business finances or savings or?
Yeah, we would look at your bank statements, look at where the business is today, right? Because some of that might be sweat equity. We would give you a little credit for it, but to just show that you have money invested in a website.
Like what? Okay, that's what I was like, equipment and whatever I purchased or whatever I did.
Exactly.
FedEx accounts, all that hard work stuff. Okay.
Right. The cost of setting up your EIN and your
licenses and okay. All right, and I just go on that website and go ahead and submit an application if I wanted it for a startup.
Correct. So there's, when you go to the website, you'll see there's a loan tab. Under loan tab, there's applications. You can just download, if you fill out a brief form, that just lets us know you're accessing it. It'll download the application for you. It's a fillable PDF. And
Okay.
then one of myself or one of my colleagues, I think, who are also on the line, Rodolfo and or Francie, would reach out to you and assist with the application process and answer any questions for you.
Okay, simple enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you, everyone.
Everybody be safe.
Next, we have Marcela Llenas of Community Fund of North Miami-Dade. Are you there?
I am here.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
What would you like to take care of scrolling through the, okay. Okay.
If you want to, or you can scroll, it's okay.
Okay.
We'll just make it quick. I can see some of the tired faces, so I'll try to also keep it very short,
Okay.
because I know that a lot has been covered already with the previous presentation.
Yes,
But thank you for inviting us, to Edwin and the entire MBA team, and thank you for all the collaboration with all the other presenters that have been touching base on all the things that we do similar or together. So the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade is part of the Opalaca TDC, and that's how many of you recognize us. But we are a separate entity. We're a subsidiary. We are a CDFI, which is a community development financial institution. We are certified by the Department of the Treasury as such. And our goal, we can go to the next one, is to provide support to small businesses. We do this through a mighty team of three, which includes our interim director, Leah Jafar, our underwriter, Joanne Milor, which I know many of you know, and you, Michael, as well, and then myself. So all of us together work to, and we can go to the next one, to really just provide affordable loans for small businesses in Miami-Dade, and then now we're able to be expanding more, but for today's purpose, really Miami-Dade County, and also just know-how to help minority-owned businesses and women-owned businesses really get, where they need to be, really be successful and be sustainable in the long run. So this is what we do, and we do it through two different programs, which we can go to the next one. And the first one is technical assistance. We have training workshops. We have one-offs on different specific topics that can provide information, access to resources, and to experts to the small businesses. Currently, we're doing everything online and virtually. So we're hosting these sessions, and some of these programs are also more specific on some of the core topics which we have identified in financial management, in business planning, in marketing and sales, and growing the business. So these are more multi-week programs that we have done, and we are retooling currently. But we have sessions on, protecting your business, on financial literacy. We are doing marketing. We can do just a short off where you can just go grab the information, know what you need to look for, and then go farther. But if you need to dive deeper, then we'll also offer the different multi-week programs on specific topics, core topics. And then we also provide one-on-one support to answer the specific needs that your businesses might have. We don't do it all alone because we are small and mighty, but we really like to leverage and work with our business partners or other TA partners that are in the vast ecosystem that really provide great support to small businesses as well. So we like to either be able, if we know we can help you, we'll work with you, or we will work with one of our partners to make sure you get the right information and support. And so this is as far as it goes with technical assistance. The other thing we do is we have the business loans, which they go for, and we can go to the next slide. We provide business loans that go from anywhere between $10,000 to $100,000 with terms of up to 5 years at variable interest rates. It depends on different items of, how long have you been in business, of how, what's your credit history, is there any just track record, collateral. There's different things. So we will take collateral whenever possible, or depending on the amount. We will check credit, and then we will be able to provide you the loans for you to use on different things. Really, it's very flexible, but most commonly it's for equipment, for working capital, for investment in growth, because you need to invest in marketing. You're going to hire individuals. You need to be able to bridge the contract so that if you need to buy the stuff now. And also we provide startup funding. And this startup funding is, we have some beautiful success stories, and they're just very impactful. We just love them. So for startups, really, the main thing that we look for is to make sure that the business owner has a solid business plan and financial projections, which is usually kind of like the biggest inconvenience, and that's when we have to go back a little bit, work on that, and come back to the business application, to the loan application. And then, so one of the new things that we have is that we recently got recertified by the Department of Economic Opportunity with the state of Florida to also provide loans under the Black Business Loan Program. So we are very excited because this would allow us to put some dollars specifically for Black-owned businesses. We have very traditionally been very focused on supporting minority businesses, Black-owned businesses, all around Opelika and North State neighborhoods. But right now we have this very specific pool that we can use to really support the businesses that are Black-owned, and so we're very happy, and we invite you to explore this. It basically has the same underwriting or requirements that we have for our general program, but it just basically allows you to have this pool of dollars just for Black-owned enterprises. So these are our programs. We additionally have, as it was mentioned before by Ophelia, we have partnered with Landistry, and so we are taking PPP applications. And they're providing support. We're also providing support. If you guys want to check out more about, you can find information about the PPP loan applications. You can find out more about our loan applications and our programs, our events. We have a class coming up tonight. You can make sure to go to our website. That will be the best place to go, which will be CFNMD, and it goes for Community Fund of North Miami-Dade.org. So if you go to that website, you will find all that information. And then the last thing that I will just really want to make sure that I share is we have an upcoming event, a virtual event on Thursday at 5:30, where we're going to be diving a little bit more on, the Black Business Loan Program. We're going to be having a good panel with, we have invited the Haitian American, the Miami Gardens, and the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to have a good event that I think should be very informative as to really how this program can help Black-owned.
Then I'll let you up very slow.
And so with that, I will just leave it up for questions if there are any at this time.
I have a question for Marcella. Is there any collateral required for your loan?
They're not required. There's, especially for the bigger amounts and when available, we will take it on a case-by-case basis. But many times that will help, and other times it's just not required. It just depends on the entire application.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Yep, I think that's, I don't know if anybody else has any additional.
Any other questions? All righty, thank you so very much. Good information.
Absolutely, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the next slide, and that has all the contact information
very good.
for those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just kind of leave that here for a moment so that everyone can just kind of get that information.
Thank you.
Okay. Next up is LaWanda Wright Robinson. with SBD, and she has asked me to share her information. And Lawanda, are you there? Yes, there you are.
Yes, I am. I'm here. Can
Very
everyone hear
good.
me?
I hear you very well. Yes.
Okay.
I'll
I
get
have
your
a lot of
information.
technological issues today, so but I'm here.
Good, good, good.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lawanda Wright Robinson. I'm the section chief for Miami-Dade County Small Business Development and the Business Outreach and Education section. First and foremost, I want to thank each one of you for holding on all this time. It's been some great information. Not only for myself, but for you. I hope you are taking plenty notes, and please share this information and resource with others because it's not a best kept secret. And we want to make sure we help as many people as possible. And so to all my partners who've already spoken before me, I love the fact that we all have so much information to share with the community. So with that being said, my role, I don't give out money, but I deal with small businesses who want to do work with the county government. And so we're going to talk a little bit about how to do business with Miami-Dade County government. Next slide. And so one of the first things and the easiest things any business can do that want to do is with Miami-Dade County government. There are three easy ways to start off doing that. And the first and foremost is becoming a county vendor. There's an online process. It is a free online process. So anyone who sells any widget, service, item, you name it, can be a county vendor. The county procures from about $6 billion a year. We spend from monies on things from pencils to helicopters at that point. So we buy everything just about. And so one of the next things that you can do in addition to being a county vendor is once you do that process, it's online. There is a bid sync registration that we have partnered with them where you can register for the free basic service through BidSync, which I believe has been recently bought out by Periscope. And so BidSync is a leads application where they do charge for leads to contracts to other organizations. However, as a Miami-Dade County vendor, you do not have to pay a fee. You register for the free basic service. One of the third best ways to do business with the county is through our current pre-qualification pools. And we'll go more into that, but basically a pre-qualification pool is the county wants to sell, say, office supplies, and we will pre-qualify based on their capacity, your inventory, and other items, a group of businesses to say when we, and so a pre-qualified pool could become your best friend. It's one of the easiest ways to get contracts with the county as far as a short list of opportunities. Next slide. And so you can always visit our website to look at what we're also looking to procure in the future. So the future solicitations link basically asks questions for those who are in a particular industry to give us feedback, the county, as we want to think about buying certain services or certain items. We want to hear from the industry experts as yourself to say, hey, this is not what we do anymore, or that item may be obsolete or whatever it may be. And so you can give us feedback as far as future solicitations are concerned. There are now vendor workshops. They have become monthly because we're able to do them virtually, and those are free, and they have them on invitation to bid, how to do a request for proposal, and then for an architectural engineering company, they have them on how to put together a proposal in general. So those are some free, great workshops. It's general information, but it's really good information, and I advise anyone to go and register for those workshops. And then awarded county contracts. This is the county government. So everything we do is at the public purview. You are able to go and look at what we've purchased in the past. If you don't know if the county buys what you sell, go to the awarded county contracts list and you can do keyword search to see, what contracts we put out in the past in your, particular industry or your trade. And you'll see a listing of those items. And what's very important there is, look at the listing, the contract, and see, well, what did they, pay for this service or this item in the past? And based on that, it gives you a nice gauge as to what the county would be willing to pay going forward. And so it's just information, and you can't beat the information and knowing in advance what we've been looking for. And if you sell that particular item, if the county's still buying those items. Next slide. So here in small business development, which is where I work, We were established to promote small businesses in Miami-Dade County as a whole. Anyone that's looking to do business, a local business, to do business with the county government, we are here to assist them in every way possible. We have several ordinances and administrative programs that we oversee from a local business standpoint. We do all the coordination of that. We administer these programs through these ordinances, which basically dictates that we want to include small business participation on county contracts. Next slide. So we also have, in addition to the administrative ordinances and programs that we governed, there is a small business enterprise certification that we do. So you have minority certifications with the state, you have disadvantaged business enterprise certifications with the state, you have other certifying agencies that certify businesses outside. But for Miami-Dade County government, we have our own small business certification program. It is a free program. And it is a program that's valid for 3 years. And we certify in the areas of construction, anyone that sells a goods, a service, and architecture and engineering. You have to be physically located here in Miami-Dade County. You can be in Broward, you can be in Palm Beach, but you have to have a physical location here in Miami-Dade County. And it is a race and gender neutral program so that we do not look at minority status or woman owned. We look at the gross receipts for the company. And so we look at the 3-year average. If you've only been in business for 1 year, we'll look at that number. The key though, with a 1-year business or any business, you have to have a Miami-Dade County local business tax receipt for 1 year prior to coming in to become certified. So that LBT, it goes by the pay date. So if you started a business back in June and you received your local business tax receipt, say maybe in October of this year, you will be eligible for our certification program as far as that particular criteria. Do not go back and pay 2 and 3 years back pay because you didn't have them for those last 3 years. Don't do that. They will let you do that, but don't do that because you'll still be ineligible for the program. And we also look at the personal net worth for each owner of the business. So if there are 3 owners, we individually separately look at the personal net worth for each owner. If it's a husband and wife team, we separate it out. And so those are the basic requirements of the documentation that we ask for in getting certified with us. Next slide. And so management and technical assistance, that's what my area specifically deals with. And what we do is we recruit businesses to become certified. We go over the certification program. We make sure you understand what you're submitting before you submit your certification application, that you're clear on what's going to be expected of you in that certification. And then we provide one-on-one needs assessment meetings. This is a technical assistance where we sit down with the business that's certified with us and we say, okay, what is it that you do? What's your industry? What's your trade? Who do you want to do business with? What is it that you're lacking that you need more of? And so based on that assessment, we then say, okay, well, these are the departments that are buying with you. You're selling. These are the contacts in those areas. Do you need bonding and financial assistance? We have in-house. What are all the resources that you need to be a viable business doing business with the county government? If it's something that we don't do directly, then we have partners that we refer you out to. And all of our partners that we refer out to do not charge. So their services are at no cost to you. We help any of our small businesses who are doing work with the county with contract and payment issues. We do workshops and informational sessions just like this. We may target certain industries if we know that there's some contracts coming out that we want to target a certain industry to recruit them so that we can carve out opportunities for them. We'll do that. We help you with all the county logistics and as a business as a whole. And generally speaking, so all of the partners that came before me, they're people that I will refer you to depending on what your need is. And so we continue to evolve a business and help them with reaching out and making the contacts and have the resources that they need. Next slide. So here, you can go back. Get right there. So here is where I mentioned about the pre-qualified pools. I want to give you an idea as to, what does that look like? And so once again, remember pre-qualification pool is a group of businesses who are pre-qualified to provide different types of services. And so remember I said the county buys everything from pens to helicopters. The first one is kitchen paper and plastic disposable supplies. And so this is a contract that was initiated in 2017 and it goes up until 2022. So we're in what, February 2021. So someone will still have a whole, 11 months, excuse me, almost a year to still get actively involved on a contract like that. And so that means on an open pre-qualified pool, even though it may be a 5-year pool and you're in year 3, you can still actively register, get in that pool and have an opportunity to supply materials and goods to the county. So that's why I said these pools can be your best friends. And so we have the paper supplies, plumbing equipment, there's window treatments, veterinary services, you name it, the county is buying. So at miami-dade.gov/procurement is where you can find a listing of these pre-qualified pools. Next slide. Now in BidSync, we mentioned when you do the vendor registration and then you go and you also register in BidSync, this is where you will see the solicitations, the contracts / solicitations for anything that's goods and services and anything that's architecture and engineering. And for the goods and services, that's anything over $25,000. And so it can be, like you have here, coffee and tea services, the luggage cart services, a computer system, management, consulting services, you name it. The key here is downloading the solicitation and meeting the deadlines to submit your solicitation, your bid, your price. And so if it says October 30th by 6 p.m., please submit it by 5:50. That system at 6 o'clock is too late. I would tell anyone at 5:59 is too late. So the time is very key. You can miss out on a major opportunity by waiting to the last minute. Now, yes, you can submit a day or two early and say you change something. Whatever your last submittal is what they will accept in the system. And so BidSync is, like I said, they are a leads company, but if you're doing the free basic service to receive Miami-Dade County solicitations, you will get that at no cost to you, and you should be checking that maybe twice to 3 times a week. Next slide. And so at Small Business Development, we are a program. Just because you get certified, we don't just leave you. As I said, we provide all this technical assistance, but we also have in-house bonding and financial assistance. So we have 2 individuals, Carlos and Suarez and Anthony Acosta, who were previous bankers. And so they work with our businesses to make sure if you are looking for loans or financial assistance, they kind of gauge where you're at and what's the best fit for you. Would a Miami Bayside Foundation be a best fit for you? Would a traditional bank be a best fit for you? Other micro lender? We look to see where you fit in the best and advise you from that standpoint so you can get the right resources. And of course, that means bonding assistance also. And so there's a lot of, we're like the mediator for all these different resources and technical assistance that you would need as a business, as a certified firm with Miami-Dade County. Next slide. And so I know it seems like it was a lot. I tried to condense it because I know we had so much else going on. But one thing I will say is at Small Business Development, our role is to help you navigate the county maze. And so if there's something that you're not sure about, whether it's what agencies have what, we work with the SBA, we work with all of the partners here, you name it. We want to make sure you get in touch with the right people. So I would recommend, though, the key is sharing information, asking the questions, and making the contact. Thank you, Edwin, for this.
Thank you, LaWanda Wright Robinson. Yet another excellent presentation. Any questions at all?
I'm sorry, did I miss what the 3-year requirement was?
So the 3-year requirement.
Yeah.
Thank you, Terrell, for that. The 3-year requirement. So for the construction company, as a general contractor, you cannot exceed a 3-year average of $10 million. As a specialty contractor, which will be a plumber or electrician, you cannot exceed a 3-year average of $5 million. For a person that sells a good or a service, you cannot exceed a 3-year average of $5 million. And for the architecture engineering, it's $4.6 million 3-year average. So we do go by the gross receipts of the company, except for in wholesalers and manufacturers, we look at the number of employees. And so that's the personal net worth will be key, having a physical location in Miami-Dade County, having a Miami-Dade local business tax receipt, and then those gross receipts for 3-year average.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, hello. My name is Maurice Brazier from Liberty Academy. I have a question. I don't know if your office is responsible for things like assisting small businesses with enterprise zone and empowerment zone incentives that are offered by the county, and helping small businesses that would like to invest in their companies navigate that whole county maze with regard to the incentives associated with those programs.
No, we're not. However, we would get a contact for you and direct you to the proper persons, okay?
All right.
Any other questions? Okay.
And when I would like to mention, I forgot that
Please.
we will be having a workshop on March 24th, which he can share with everyone here. And it's about women doing business in the public sector. So we will be having ladies that are leading and directing some of these departments and these major capital improvement projects. So they're going to talk about one, being a woman in these positions, two, the type of opportunities they have available, and then we'll have some testimonials from some women-owned businesses that are doing good business with the Miami-Dade County government as a whole. So we will share that flyer with the group at a later date.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Hey, since we're promoting our stuff, Althea and the SBA and Marcela from the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade, we're going to be hosting a webinar with the Black Wealth Consortium and Florida Memorial University called Building Wealth, Thinking Outside the Books. So we hope you'll come and think about how to grow your business, maybe in some non-traditional ways, but at least with the right mindset. Someone asked earlier about grants for her business, and really grants are not the way to grow a business. They don't help you really learn to manage your profits and do what is necessary to grow your business effectively and manage your cash flow. So that would be an example of shifting your mindset away from attempting to get grants to start your business, but to really do the heavy lifting and the heavy believing around growing your business and launching it. So join us 12:30 to 2:30. That information is on our local website, sba.gov/South Florida. And it's also on Eventbrite. That's where you register. So it's called Building Wealth, Thinking Outside the Books. Hope to see y'all Thursday for that.
Thank you very much. Any other questions?
I'm sorry. This
Go
is Dudley. Althea, how are you? What is that information again, please?
If you go to Eventbrite or even just search for SBA South Florida in Eventbrite, you'll see all of our events that are coming up where we're using Eventbrite, but it's a mind shifting webinar to help you think about things differently when it comes to your business. We're doing that with the Community Fund of North Miami-Dade, Florida Memorial, and the Black Wealth Consortium.
Okay, thank you so much, Althea, and thank
It's
you,
my
Edwin, and
pleasure.
everyone else.
Hey, this is Hannibal again. Apologize for the picture. I'm actually in transit, so no video right now, but I am still here. I wanted to request if we can get a summary sheet sent out to the participants afterwards, just something to summarize the links to the partners and upcoming events, like near upcoming events. Doesn't have to be a calendar like a year out, but just these things that have been mentioned here on the Zoom, if we could get those out to the recipients for those that have interest. And so they'll have immediate access to that, as well as a reminder, and, for the people that didn't get the Cliff Notes.
Consider it done, Mr. Burden. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay, with that, I will very quickly share with you how to fill out the application for the Small Business Capitalization Grant Program that we have here at MDEAT. I'm Edwin Miller, the Economic Empowerment Manager here at MDEAT. And what I'll do is, after sharing my screen, just kind of go over some of the finer points of the application. This is our fourth year with our small business capitalization grant funding round. On page 2, we have some changes. We've added a few things. First of all, one has to operate within one of the targeted urban areas. You'll see here in this area where you can just kind of click here for the TUA grant qualifier, and if you'll click next to the $sign, you can put your address in, and it'll show you whether or not you're within a targeted urban area. But if you have questions, if there are issues with following those directions, by all means, please give us a call. Call me, Edwin Miller, here at MD at 305-375-5661. And if you can't get me, there's a young, I'm typically here, but there's a young lady up front, Jeffrika, who can help you with that map. And you can use the funds for these particular reasons for inventory supplies other than food. Cannot buy food, even if you have a restaurant. We can't fund food, but you can use it for business equipment, marketing, advertising, business expansion, technology, and to pay your insurance premiums. And these are the various criteria that can make one eligible to receive the grants. I'd like to just kind of go over some of the new things. The Economic Development Action Committee wants to make sure that everyone can get access to these funds, so they've made some of these changes to include one has to have average annual gross revenue below $150,000 over the last 3 tax years. We only can accommodate one affiliate by common ownership. So a second affiliate will be considered only after the funds are unexhausted. And one must complete 2 MD technical assistance workshops. We have these workshops fairly frequently. I wish you'd friend us on Facebook and just kind of look out on our website for when we're having these events, or go to MiamiBlackPages.com and join us for these informational workshops. They're very good, especially as it relates to marketing and the new norm that we have nowadays. And then last, going forward, awardees will be considered every other year, very much like I just kind of heard Nana is doing. So if some people have mastered how to apply for these funds. So we'd like to just kind of make sure everyone gets an opportunity to get these funds. And here are steps as to how to apply for the grants. By the way, I will make this application available. We will make this application available on our website, on our social media pages. And hey, if you ask, I'll email it out. And in fact, just kind of using the information that we've gathered for this event and others in the past, will make these applications available. But these are some of the things that you'll need in order to qualify. And let me tell you, most important, well, probably not most important, but really important is the fact that one has to have paid their business license tax. Just think about it. If you haven't paid your business license tax, Miami-Dade doesn't want to provide you with a grant. So please make sure you fill out and pay for the business license tax or the occupational license. And I mean, these are relatively self-explanatory. Listen, it's a really simple application. It's really important that, going to the next slide, that you make sure you have a complete application. So for example, if there's a field that is not applicable, make sure you note NA in that particular field, because we have a cross-section of people throughout the Miami-Dade community who are just kind of grading for completeness. And you see the points here. So completeness of the application is key. And we're not grading for credit worthiness and that sort of thing. Just do an excellent job of making sure you have everything. And we will provide 16 grants this year, 8 north of Flagler and 8 grant recipients south of Flagler, for a total of 16. We only have $40,000 to provide, so that is the 16 divided into 40,000 is $2,500. So and you will bring the application on the 2nd of April or before to us here at the 111 building, 111 Northwest 1st Street. We're on the 20th floor. Last year we put a box just outside the elevator, and considering we're still in this COVID environment, we'll do the same this year. But it's a fairly simple process. Again, if NA applies to any of the fields here on this application, we have a fillable application, so it's just fairly easy for you to fill it out online. That is about it. Again, I'm not going to go over every single thing, but one of the wonderful things is that we provide this checklist for you so that you make sure you provide a thorough application. It's important that you fill out the application, but most important that you provide the other attachments relative to the application. So that tool is fairly helpful. Also, do a good job of filling this out. I mean, this page just kind of allows us to just kind of crunch numbers or just kind of gain some data on who's applying for the applications. And that we've used this information, or all of the information that we've received from the applicants before, just to kind of find out what goes on, what are the needs in the community. And we look forward to receiving this new information so that we can crunch new numbers and find out how best we can help. And that is, in fact, about it. And I'd love to hear any questions at all you may have, please. Rebecca, please unmute yourself. Rebecca, I look forward to hearing what you have. Hello, Rebecca?
I said yes. When I said yes, I put it in the account.
Rebecca, I'm so sorry. I can barely make out what you're saying. I hear you, but barely. Rebecca? Oh my, Rebecca.
I think she's having a different conversation.
Oh, I see. Okay. Lavish, please.
Yes, my name's Gasoline, and basically this is the second time that I've seen you guys offer this opportunity for the what is it called? The
Small Business Capitalization Grant Program.
Right.
Yes.
However, the location where I work at, I noticed you guys do not supply that area. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how do you guys determine, because to me, where I'm located is an urban area. It's in a Black community, but online it doesn't show that. So in the near future, do you guys plan on expanding your horizon or doing more research to help small businesses?
I'm so very glad you asked that question. Actually, there's an entity within the county called RER that prepared that map. And the rules are set up such that we have to only provide the grants within those bounds. So it's unfortunate. There's some people who are kind of a stone's throw from where I'm sitting here now. And it appears as though I see Slum and Blight there, but the rules are the rules. They're just outside the area, and we have to just kind of comply with the rules. However, we've had a host of others to make presentations, and that's one of the reasons why we had them here, so that, you know, you can get help elsewhere if we can't help. But listen, if there's some issues that you have, by all means, give me a call, 305-375-5661, and I'd love to help you by pointing you in the right direction to those entities that I believe can better help you than we can. And, you know, you've had Nana on, who provides grants.
It's awesome. So is Miss Marlene.
Yes.
So yes, I'm familiar with a few faces on here.
Very good. All right. I wish
Oh,
we could help.
hey, sorry about that earlier.
Oh my goodness, that's much better. I love it. Let's
I
hear it.
couldn't figure out how to unmute the mic. Thank you so much for all of the information everyone has shared. It's been a wealth of information, and amazing that you guys have been around for so long. And I'm really excited to dig deeper. But one of the questions, or the question that I had, is for this application, I wasn't clear where is considered the TUA area, because I see that it says there is going to be equal distribution north and south, but then it also mentions the TUA corridor. Can you clarify that?
Certainly. Actually, if when I make the applications available on page 2, there's this TUA grant qualifier. You'll click on to that link, and there's a $sign that'll appear, and then just kind of key in the address, and it'll let you know where those TUA corridors or TUA areas are. Where exactly are you located?
Oh, I'm in District 5 off of Biscayne and 78. I'm not sure. I'm a home-based business right now.
Okay.
And so I came across this just, I think, probably through Thrive 305 or one of those type of organizations. So I'm not really familiar with all of the terminology, but I will access that and see if that applies to me.
Good deal. And again, I welcome you to give us a call, and we'll just kind of go over the map with you if you have some issues. And I'd love to, if we can help you, point you in the right direction.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any
Hi, I
other
have a
questions?
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you. I'm actually on my other monitor, and I put in the address for my home-based business, and it's saying they can't find it. It says there are no results. But I'm in District 9, and it's for
Okay.
sure urban.
Okay, fair enough. Well, there again, give me a call. I'd love to
Okay.
help. We'd
I
love
took
to
your
help.
number.
Honestly, listen, it took me a lot of practice to get proficient at that map. So that's
Okay.
why, if you have some issues, hey, give me a call. I can help.
Okay, sure thing. Thank you.
Mr. Bentley, do you have a question?
Yes, Mr. Miller. If you were a grant recipient last year in 2020, does that mean you have to wait until year 2022 to apply, or can you apply again this year?
Mr. Bentley, based on the new guidelines, you are correct. You'll have to wait next year, not
Okay.
this year. We want to make sure that others get an opportunity. We just FYI, we took a look at the grant recipients. We crunched some numbers, looked at the financial statements over the last 3 years, and just kind of learned that, again, some people have mastered the ability to apply for the funds. And then, you know, there's some people who are just excellent at preparing applications, and we just want to make sure that the money is distributed such that everyone can get access to the money.
Understood. I just want to say one other thing for the other participants that are interested in applying. If you don't get selected the first time, don't feel bad, because I was not selected in the first round, but you all came back and offered me the grant. So, you know, it's a possibility that some other application they may either pull out or what have you, but don't feel bad if you get that first rejection letter.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so very much. Any other questions?
Yes, Mr. Edwin, if you can please give your phone number one more time, please.
Certainly, certainly. In fact, look on the screen there. It's 305-375-5661.
Got it. Thank you.
Good, good, good. Any other questions? Oh, I'd be remiss if I didn't share my email address. It's edwin.miller@miamidade.gov. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Hello, I have one. I was trying to join since 11 and was not able to join, and so I feel like I have missed some information. Is this particular Zoom going to be available somewhere that we can review it again?
Absolutely.
And look at.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm recording this as we speak, and we'll make sure it's available for everyone.
And then secondly, do you all provide any feedback as to if a person is denied, the reason why they are denied for the grant?
That's a good question. To my knowledge, I'm not sure if we've done that, but let me share this with you. Typically, the number one reason why one doesn't get access to these grant funds is because they're not within one of the targeted urban areas. I do feel comfortable saying that. Also, the evaluation committee, we have a cross section of people, some bankers, some business owners, some people fairly high up in government, not just in Miami-Dade County, but in other places. So they come together after they've just kind of graded the applications separately, and we just kind of tally up the numbers. So substantially all of the applications are good, but just some are better than others. So they just kind of take the highest. So what'll happen is they'll take the highest 16 scoring applicants, and those are the ones who will end up getting the grant. So that's why I made the comment about making sure you're complete. And if there's an area or field that deserves an NA, make sure you put NA in that particular field. I hope that answers your question. Does it? Any other questions, comments, concerns before we go at 21 minutes after 2 o'clock?
I just want to say, Mr. Edwin, thank you guys for the opportunity, for allowing us to use this platform and to get information on other aspects to help our business grow or to, rebuild the business based on the pandemic.
Yes, ma'am. Listen, I appreciate everybody being involved here. And yeah, we had some issues with links earlier. We'll make sure the information is made available. I've provided my phone number. If you have any questions, I'll give it again, 305-375-5661, and my email address, edwin.miller@miamidade.gov. And I'll give one last opportunity for questions before we go. Any others? Well, all right, we'll end it there. And thanks again. And you guys have a great day and look out for the application, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
No, thank you, Mr. Vargas. Oh my.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Fantastic event. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Maria. Bless your heart. Oh, listen, Maria, if you
Good to see
have
you, Maria.
issues preparing the application,
Actually.
yes, Maria can help you prepare the application if you have issues, or if you don't.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Maria, I'm gonna give you a call.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna call you.
Maria, can you share your number or your email address one more time so that everyone knows?
Sure. My phone number is 305-438-1407. My extension is 315. I never, ever answer the phone. I've got this like aversion to it. So leave a message that I probably won't check. But if you really want to reach me, contact Hilda Torres at extension 207. She's much better at this sort of thing than I am. and she'll get you in contact with me. And if you want to reach me directly, what I do check even at the oddest hours of the morning is my email, and that's maria@partnersforselfemployment.org.
Very good. Thank you so very much.
Also, is Mr. Lewis still in? Because I didn't get his contact information since the chat box is not there.
All righty, fair enough. Tell you what, you have my information, correct?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll give you his information and we'll make that happen. How's that?
Sounds good, Mr.
All
Edwin.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Blessed day.
All right, you too now. Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye. Oh, there's Mr. Lewis. You want to share?
Yes, go ahead.
dlewis@bbif.com. And phone number is 407-501-5179.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Very good.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, all.